jump into the game.
We're happy with our hands. Okay, I'm gonna rip the streams.
By the way, guys, I want to introduce Daniel. This is the point.
You want to introduce? Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Are we start recording?
Also, hi. Very nice to meet you.
Are we
Finally.
live? Are we live yet?
Nice to meet you too. If my internet wasn't being trash, we would be recording tomorrow.
Yep. Oh, is your internet still being a total headache?
Horrendous.
Man. And it's just like it's completely out of your control, hey?
Yeah, like I've gone through I think 6 technicians. They're like, "Oh, we have to send out maintenance," and then they just keep not sending out maintenance. So they're like, "Oh, we'll get to it."
Professionals.
All right. So are we live yet? No, not really.
Ooh, Brando's got some glare going on, hey? You got some sun streaks?
You are live, yes.
Oh, we are live. Wow.
Well, hold on. We're live, but we haven't started the episode yet. We're just
Those are worse.
These nuts. All right.
Yeah, I'll just hit I'll hit recording. Oh, am I? Okay, there we go. I hit start recording and everything just froze, but we're good.
All right, we're good to go.
Yeah, you want to walk us in there, Brady?
I do, absolutely. Hello, everyone.
Whoa, hold on. I'm on the wrong screen.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us at the Rogues Passage podcast. Today, we are joined with an exciting guest, the baritone of Magic the Gathering himself, Dan from Into the 99. Welcome, darling. It's a pleasure to have you finally. We get to acquaint you as well with Tanner. Oh, yeah.
Hi. Yeah, I'm the one usually relegated to the back room taking care of the toddler while these guys go out and play.
Are you saying that you live in the back rooms?
No. Yeah, you wanna introduce yourself and let us know who you are?
Yeah, I'm Daniel from Into the 99. I just love Magic in general. You guys play a lot more formats than me. I'm pretty much only a Commander player for a long, long time. I used to do Standard back way when, but I pretty much only play Commander now. Some Arena when I'm bored, but yeah, that's pretty much all I do.
Arena is a place to go when you're bored. I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh,
I'm playing a lot more of it recently.
The fact that you can play it on like iPad or phone and stuff, it's lovely.
Yeah, you can't argue with the accessibility of it. Yeah.
I am curious. What do you play on Arena? What format and what kind of deck?
I play Standard and I play just a really, really trash garbage deck that keeps taking me like all the way up to like Mythics. And it's really, really bad. It's only like Kami of the Crescent Moons, like Tribute to the World Tree, Song of Totenaz, Croaking Counter. Like it's not a good deck, but I think there's no removal in it. It's just all tokens and Tribute to the World Tree, and it's somehow working.
Bad deck, good pilot. Still gets the wins.
Hey man, smart plays can win a game despite what you're using. So,
especially when it comes to Arena, the amount of times I've won Arena games where it's just like I'm clearly behind, but I just hit the GG button, literally just good game, and they auto concede. And it's like, guys, you had me.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Or I do the Your Go a lot.
Yeah.
Like right at the beginning of the turn, just Your Go. Can
you imagine having that kind of talent? It's like, yeah, I have the highest win rate from saying GG, like
from just enraging people.
From just being formal.
Yeah.
I put Croaking Counterpart in the deck, and it's specifically because people play Sholdred, and it's just really, really funny to make copies of Sholdred so that when I draw, I gain life, and because the way that the Arena stacks it, they lose their life first, so it ends up a lot of the time killing them on their draw instead of their gain. Very funny to me.
Hey, we're joined by an Emery. Hey, spell PSIUB.
Yeah, sup slots? That's on brand. Anyway, I guess we skipped our introductions. I'm Tanner Cherry. This guy over here.
I'm Brando.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm a dirty mono blue player on Arena.
You would be.
I actually, man, like Arena got me to build 2 standard decks in paper because of like how fun. I don't know, like mono blue tempo is a whole different thing, man. Like it plays like a red aggro deck, but it has protection, kind of like a White God's Willing style. Like the old mono blue one had like dive down to protect your Tempest Djinns and stuff. And like I love so much the marriage of those 2 play styles. It's not like you're mono blue, but you are trying to like get out in front and kill someone really quickly with creatures. Like I don't know. That's the thing that keeps me playing Arena. Also, I recently just Oh, I recently just spent a bunch of gems on those like 8-bit lands that came out, the secret layer 8-bit lands.
That's sick.
Delicious. See, I just log in to play my Historic Brawl, which is only my mono green Ashaya deck, because I'm just thirsty for big creatures and green go stomp.
Y'all should join this club. We don't log in.
Brawl is actually entertaining on there, which is blasphemous to me, but
Yeah.
It's the only place it lives, really. I tried desperately to get our friends group into Brawl when it was brand new. Like Brawl was announced in Ixalan, Rivals of Ixalan,
Yeah.
I believe, and
no Eldraine.
Corvold was the first,
Right.
one of the first of those, right?
Gwen, Chulain,
Corvold, Alayla, and yeah.
Alayla was originally Brawl.
Yep, Alayla's a Brawl deck.
Oh, I play that. I play her now, and I cannot. That sounds rude.
It's actually the home
but
of
you're
Arcane
playing the
Signet
new-
too.
Yeah, you're playing the new Alayla though, Brady.
No,
It's-
Artful Provocateur.
Yeah, that's the Brawl one.
Oh, that's the bro one. Oh.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
right.
at.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
right,
no,
right,
the
right.
new one's in the 99.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, Dan. Yeah. But it's not.
Yeah.
I'm not rocking it as my commander.
Anyway, screw Arena. I got questions, man. I want like we met you guys, the End of the 99 crew, at the face-to-face tour Calgary that came through, which I mean that was so much fun for us getting out to that. It was the first time that we put the hoodies on. We were just like we're an official crew. We're gonna go try and make a name for ourselves. It was like the first outing, and yeah, we like stumbled in and met a lot of new cool people. And I unfortunately didn't get to sit in on games
Nah, it
with
was
you guys, but
it
this
was
guy did.
Ems and I thrown to the fodder going against you and Ross, which was honestly such an amazing first impression because, like, now let's make this verbatim on the channel. Emery and myself were absolutely we were geeking out so hard. It was just like Ross playing every move possible to keep us both in check. It was just like both of us were like. You were being such a bastard with Furcrag. It was amazing. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, so
No, it was very fun. Those hoodies look sharp. I still have to get one.
Yeah, Spell Piercer also so hard for Ross. Yeah.
I'll
Props to
brawl
Ross.
with you. So we actually just sold a hoodie to somebody in Arizona, which feels cool. That's like a milestone for us. If you're watching,
definitely, yeah.
Silent Reveille, you're badass.
Thank you so much for supporting. We love you.
If you want to check out a really cool merch store, Into the 99, you guys have some really sweet stuff. I have to put in some time to get our stuff onto a store like that so that it's more accessible for people.
Yeah. Props to y'all. You inspired us to go that route as well. We really like how you're doing that for your merch. So
Yeah.
Oh, you guys. There's I like the hoodies that we have a lot, but I keep wrecking mine at work because I'm not.
yeah, I need to get one of those untap upkeep dye hoodies. I'm like, that's me. I'm gonna get that. I'm getting that.
I like those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys have been doing this for how long? Like a few years? More?
I think like year 5 or something now. I think we're at like episode like 260 something.
That's crazy. Right on, man. That's awesome.
260's a good run, man. That's
grinding.
commitment.
That's grinding. That's putting in the work for it.
What was the
I just
catalyst?
keep talking about people coming up. I just like Magic. I've played for a really, really long time, and I like to record stuff. I play a lot of music. I record a lot of music and stuff. So, I was like, I think this would be fun, and this is very different than recording vocals.
Yeah.
You can miss a lot of imperfections in vocals, but when voice is the only product in a podcast, it's very, very different recording. So it's fun to learn.
So you sing then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do like can you do because you have a baritone? Can you achieve something like a Tom Waits vibe? Because I'm a big fan of Tom Waits.
I don't know your references. I'm so
Oh my
sorry.
God.
I missed.
I'm sorry. I'll tone the hipster down. Can you do like a yeah?
No, I the next time I see you, I'll
Yeah?
do some singing for you.
Because I like to
have
sing
a-
as well. So let's make this a thing. Yeah, that'd be great.
But yeah, no, it's I just got into doing that, and it was just fun, and started. It was just people I played with at our LGS. Just started talking and wanted to keep recording, and it just got more and more fun. So
Yeah. Now I met a lot of your crew. Slothy's awesome. Sherman's great. Ooh. Nice.
Brady and Chords.
Yeah, Sherman's great. Actually, ever since our collaboration with Brian the first time, I've had a little Sherman on my shoulder, being like, "Stop looking at the ceiling." Basically, like, yeah. It's always appreciate that.
Yeah, Sherman's too adult for me. I only look at the ceiling. It's all gasoline.
That's so quotable.
Yeah. Only way I play, no removal, just all gas. I don't remove problems. I am a problem.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
guess
that. I respect that.
if anybody wants to check out an episode that, man, was a riot. The episode that you posted, I think it was a few weeks ago. We finally got to see the one with the Kenrith I don't take a turn deck.
I really enjoyed that deck a lot. That one was I was getting a little silly.
Eater
with
of
that.
Days doing a lot of work, more than Beamtown can achieve. Oh my god.
I still have PTSD from that game.
Okay.
The game before it, I got beat so hard that Emery played. I can't remember what it was. It was just something that countered things, and I got like I think 8 or 9.
Oh, the chaos
counters.
spell. The first game with Hidetsugu and Kairi, where I ended up just like
Yeah.
popping off. Yeah, that
my
was
commander
brutal.
countered 4 times. Like it was rough. I finally thought that I was gonna do something crazy with this merciless eviction, and then just a counterspell. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I'm of the
Didn't
3
see
in that deck. Still to this day, only of the 3 of that deck. You know, that deck wants to hog turns. It doesn't want to control everyone else's turns. So
So for me, I was enjoying that episode while I was at work, and normally for stuff like that, I'll watch or I'll listen to YouTube. I'll just throw it in my pocket, and I'm working and I'm listening to it. And the thing that was notable to me was just the sinister laughter from around the room of like people that were watching this game. Like every time something strange happened, just like everybody just being like the face palm, like, oh my god. And, like,
there was a lot of me going between everyone's hand and just like, I can't believe this. I can't believe what's happening right now. This is literally unfathomable. I've never seen this in my life. I was geeking so hard.
yeah, killer episode. I recommend everybody go check that out.
Yeah, please.
Thank you guys. Got a lot of unique ones to.
Yeah, go check out the Kenrith versus Rune or Ruhan. that's what that game was.
Oh, this is a fun one. It was. I'm glad you guys had a fun playing that one. It's a lot of people don't make it through that one. I get a lot of scooping to that. I take no turns. You tried.
I think
I tried, but I respected the some jokey sense of my first trying to concede at sorcery speed was countered, and I'm like, okay,
Rune.
I'm just gonna stay here then.
my favorite part of the episode, the favorite part was at the end when Brian was giving you shit, and he was just like, you wouldn't let him concede, but you're gonna go out like this.
Yeah, I had no actual way to win. I played it so that I couldn't do my combo, and I didn't get to a turn. No flash, no combo.
Yeah.
Those were legendary games, so I can't even, it was such a great first impression. It was great.
Yeah, I heard legends of those games. It was nice to finally see them.
I was so happy to, Brandon had been there while I was, vibrating when I was playing Hidetsugu and Kairi. I'm like, the deck I wanted to do the things tonight is doing the things kind of vibe, and Brandon's like, shh. He's rubbing my knees like, it's good, you got this. I'm just, vibrating to the point, losing my mind.
The entire game I was like, well, I have to build this. This is a wicked deck. It was so cool to see all that top deck manipulation go off. I like stuff like that.
And when you get something, when you have like the nuance of the weird strategic nuances that come from something like what's that one spell that converts people's health from the lowest to the highest, and you create a horror, things like that, like Sinister Transmutation or something, whatever it's called. Just being able to do that for free and still punishing someone with the damage, because I dealt I think the first turn I was popping off, I dealt 24 total damage to Emery or something. If you build it right, because not a lot of interaction, just a little bit of counter spells to protect my commander, if anything, usually from a field wipe or maybe targeted removal or something like that. But yeah, I was so grateful to do it on that on your channel. So
being able to whip off those huge Enter the Infinites or Amanatu's Augury, that kind of stuff.
It's, like we were saying, it's a gas deck. It's the deck does not care about the floor. Thankfully, though, that one enchantment from Emery ensured that I was only looking at the floor until I could finally fly. Oh, so good.
I had just built that deck. I just put together. I hadn't played it at all, and I was so excited. I was like, "This is gonna go off." It's a revolt deck, basically. The whole point is tokens are gonna leave. I'm gonna get so many experience counters. It's gonna be crazy. Didn't go that way at all.
Emery from across the table? No.
No.
I was
With the Linky face, that's how Emery plays. Right on. All right, let's bring up a discussion here, boys. We got some.
Yeah,
notes going
we're here
on.
to make an announcement. Really, we're
Oh yeah, that's right.
we're going pro as an esports team.
We're going to Saskatchewan.
No. I'm talking about the esports. We're going Animal Crossing 2.
Listen, sir. At least choose a game that's believable. If you're gonna call that kind of nonsense.
High stakes Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Mortgage Simulator.
High stakes Animal
Mortgage
Crossing.
Simulator. It's New Horizons. Thank you. It's not Animal Crossing 2.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. I actually was thinking about that bit, and I was like, I don't know anything about Animal Crossing. I'm gonna get caught in a lie here.
Yeah, especially
boring,
for me,
that's
a
all I know.
resident super nerd.
Well,
If I'm gonna play a game like that, it's Pokemon.
before we get into we have so many topics to like pick from here to discuss from, but what are you guys looking at for 2024? Do you guys have any like cool plans? Are you going to go to any tour things? What's your year looking like?
So I have some fun plans that I could share after, but I can't say publicly. But I do have some really, really fun stuff, and I actually have a good intention of asking you guys to do some help with it. So there will be some collaboration, I am sure. But we'll probably be doing a bunch of the face-to-face kind of stuff as well. I've got as you guys have seen, and anyone who's seen our channel, like we have I bought a huge live streaming setup, right? So I want to do more of that, probably more just kind of events and everything like that. Like I know you guys you did some hosting of like tournaments and stuff, so it'd be fun to maybe come out and help out with some of those as well and get some of the streams going.
I want you in one of our tournaments. Yes.
Yeah, ultimately, like our rite of passage tournament that we did, we went like the whole distance to bring like my whole PC down there and like set it up and like live stream it. And like, I mean, ultimately, like we're still pretty small. I think it probably only reached like 8 or 10 people for like the live stream, like maybe less. But like the episodes in post, like the edited content has reach. Yeah. Like our YouTube is getting legs, but like the live stream, it seemed like it was just like, man, it almost wasn't worth it to go that distance.
You guys are the opposite of me. You're not lazy with stuff, right? So like if you and for anyone obviously listening to your stuff, watch their videos because they are really good. I just live produce everything. I'm like, this is it is done, and this is what you get. And you guys, like, you're dropping stuff in, you're doing graphics, you're doing a lot, and it looks phenomenal. It looks great. You guys are producing like wicked stuff.
And that's just honestly, it's just the tip of the iceberg. We have some really ambitious, awesome goals that I'm not sure we'll necessarily get at here in this podcast, but that you have been privy to. I'm very, very excited about some of those projects, as well as especially with some more collaborative works with Brandon. We have just honestly way more effort is being put into this than most people realize. So it's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
I live and breathe by the computer. I'll live and die by the computer.
And I was meant for the stage, darling. So let's see where we go with this.
Exactly.
Hi, Mercy. What's up?
Hey, Mercy, what's up?
So yeah, cool things coming in 2024 that you can't yet talk about. That makes me even more excited. That was like the best answer I could have asked for.
I assure you that you guys are going to love the project. And like I said, I have plans to include you guys. You'll be a good time. So that's why we were gonna stream for tomorrow. We were gonna do games, and I was gonna try to chat with you guys about it then. But trust me, I've got a fun thing for you guys. I 10 out of 10 bet right now, guarantee Brady's in love with this idea. So
yeah, I am. I have since speaking of Mercy, just jumped into the chat. Have since adopted an empowering title. The Imp's Mischief has become my life and souls. This is my mantra. And honestly, anything that is exciting and weird, I'm all for it. Like, absolutely. I have to own that. I'm not going to run from it. Just throw me into it. Excited.
Sick.
It's going to be fun. It's going to cost me a lot of money. That's all I'll say.
Are you guys going to come to Saskatoon? That's next weekend, right? No. We have 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 26th.
So
no, I won't be up at that one. I'll probably do the Edmonton one and the Calgary one as well, and then I might do 1 or 2 of the States events this year. It all just kind of depends on work. Like we're very, very busy at the moment, so.
Yeah. Wait, you said so we're gonna do the Edmonton one as well, but I don't think there's another Calgary one scheduled right now, is there?
Not yet, but there will be a Calgary one. Like there always is. Yeah, they usually do a few like 6 months of it kind of thing. And have you guys? Are you gonna chat? Just private talk, but are you guys gonna talk with? Are you guys gonna be creators at it or just go up?
We'd like to. I did reach out for the which one? It was the single day Calgary one. I reached
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
a week and a half
They weren't
before.
that hard. They were pretty small, yeah.
Yeah, I just never got a response. So I'll try again I guess I should. I should probably try for.
Well, if we recall exactly, the first time that the one that we met at was like a regional event, wasn't it? So the one that was at McEwen Hall was very low scale. I'm not surprised at all that they just, there wasn't enough hubbub about it. If anything, even next time we could just kind of, I would almost say for us, cut the corner and be like, hey, we're doing this anyways. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, I mean they do two different types of events, right? They do a weekend and then they do a tour stop, and the tour stop is just the single day, and it's really, it's not quite the same. There's no celebrities, there's no guest creators, there's no stuff
Yeah,
like that.
it's a lot more low budget kind of thing.
Yeah, it was still real fun.
Nothing wrong, yeah, still very fun, but it's not. They don't bring out like the artists and stuff. Like there was great artists at the first one that I met you guys at. So
Yeah, there was, like you guys,
no, I can't draw anything.
absolute
no, like,
treasure.
Yeah.
Oh, what is this? Hold on. First time chat. Hey, the Rogues Passage. How's it going? Randomly scroll on Twitch on my phone. Out of
Wait,
board.
no, don't read it. It might be a.
What is that?
Brady?
It's a spicy site message. Don't read that out loud.
Oh,
we're
okay. Well, let's continue. This is my forte.
we're just getting attacked by.
Yeah, I've
bots.
noticed that a few times. The bots be real, gentlemen. The bots
Oh,
be
I-
real.
The
I
AI
do
has
have-
caught on.
And you know what's that's
do have
unfortunate
one.
too is if that
Hold on, let's pause for a sec. Every time you guys talk, it like totally mutes his.
Oh.
So we gotta, yeah.
It's mutant Brando.
No, it's muting yours. Like every time we get any audio from ours, it's kind of like,
I'll slow down about my excitement over AI tits.
and like unfortunately, I think that's gonna be what comes through on my recording. So I got to be careful not to talk over.
Sure, myself. So is that a little bit better?
I think it's Discord. I think we're getting that stupid Discord attenuation thing. I don't know. What's
Well,
happening?
that shouldn't be a problem anymore. Just reset your role to our role, so it shouldn't be trying to put you under us now.
Oh,
Okay, is that a little bit better there then?
Okay.
hey, as a fellow content creator, he would have
Well, you talk, and then we'll talk and see if it does it again.
flash.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
What's
Yeah.
going on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're good.
Is that better?
I'm getting. That's the only way to get a word in over me.
No, it's still kind of doing it. I don't know why
I don't know.
Discord is like so obsessed with doing this. And I mean, I know it's like a Zoom thing.
It's in the name. Hey, doo-doo-ch.
Yeah, I'm just worried that like our recording is just going to have big gaps in what Daniel's saying.
Give me just 2 seconds here.
Okay.
All right. Well, we've
Yeah, someone vamp for a moment.
Yes, I will carry the weight briefly. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being in the chat. It's not seeming to cut out on my end. Oh, interesting. Yeah, the only reason I just brought it up is because I'm cautious. I really don't want it to like damage or like make the audio that I'm recording over here just trash. I want it to sound good. I don't want to
there
do
we
you a
go.
disservice.
It won't do it on my side, so I can send you the full audio of it now too.
Oh, okay.
Friendship is
Yeah,
magic.
Yeah, if I have to do some chop cutting, make it sound real pretty at the end. I mean, the best way to do these, like when we're doing remote, is for everybody to record their source individually, right? And then like just splice them all together in the end. But man,
It's actually like just the talk and chop on that side here. I could show you guys just the way that I record it because, like I said, it's now just going.
yep,
So yeah, and it'll come out nice and clear and stuff. So
Hell yeah.
cool.
nice.
Well, sorry
Yeah,
for the
never-
hiccup. I just wanted to make sure everything was going swell.
oh no, it's all good. I was gonna say the one more 2024 goal that I do have for the year is you guys mentioned in one of your recents that you want to start trying CEDH.
Yes.
I would love to introduce you guys to some fun games.
Oh,
with that.
okay. I need a mentor because, like, for instance, I've challenged myself for Saskatoon next. It's not next weekend, right? We have 2 weeks.
We have 2 weeks.
Yeah. So I want to put together a CEDH deck, and the episode that I want to record for this endeavor is me being a newbie scrub going and sitting down at CEDH tables against like at a tournament level, and learning the hard way, I guess, just getting my ass beaten to the ground. But the funny thing is, like, the list that I want to do, I have an Elsha of the Infinite deck that I really love, and I get a lot of heck for it being a little bit too efficient, too tuned, but it's not CEDH. It's not quite there. So it's like, it's in that gray area. I'm sure a lot of people have decks where they're like, I either dial this back or dial it up, and I think I want to just take it, like, Elsha's not a tier 1 list in CEDH, but it is maybe a tier 2?
Tier 2, I think 3.
Or at one point it was. It's quite capable from what I've heard, and I want to just print the cards. I just want to proxy the cards. I'm sorry if you're not a fan of proxies, you can just deal with it. I'm just going to proxy the cards because I want to enjoy the gameplay and learn a new format. And yeah, I'm going to print the cards, and I'm going to go to Saskatoon, and I'm going to play against people. But in looking at the Elsha list recently, it's like, it hurts my brain. I know that, like, there's lines and there's combos and there's packages and all this stuff. If I just take Moxfield and draw suggested opening hands, I like freeze up and shit my pants. I don't know what to do. Like,
I don't know this one.
What's that?
You're just like, oh, I just don't know this one.
No, well, there's some cards that I'm like, what does this do? I don't understand what role this card has. So I guess there's just like minor mentorship that I'm going to be looking for.
Yeah, if you want, we can probably just throw the deck. I got a real big collection, so.
Yeah, the one thing about CDH is you have to taste the ground a number of times before you're able to spit it in someone's face.
You have to lick some boots.
It's I find my only real problem with the format of like CDH is it's very, very list bound. It's very
meta.
A lot of people move away from the meta, and because it's meta, like, it's literally, you can find every deck list that people are going to play, and it has like a whole 18-page write-up about like, these are the weaknesses and these are the strengths, and
yeah, the primers.
If you play things that people don't play in CDH, like if you play garbage cards, it really throws them all off and they don't know what to do about it. Like, there's I've got a pretty fun one. I'll show you my Miria list when we do it. It's just a green-red land destruction competitive deck, and it's fun.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, like, I know that CEDH has a stigma of being like a turn 1 format or whatever, where it's really not, where the possibility of winning on turn 1 is quite low, probably like 5% of games, because like people play interaction, you know, and like I've become the Rogues Passage project has, like, I've become intoxicated with playing many different formats that I never really touched before, and I love that. I love the content creation for that, because it's pushing me to like put myself in uncomfortable positions and play stuff I'm not used to. But yeah, CEDH is I think it's like the biggest. Well, I think Modern is probably the bigger boogeyman to me right now, because Modern is very expensive to play, and people that play Modern are very passionate and competitive about Modern.
Timeless Legacy.
Oh, I want to play Timeless so bad.
I think anything that gives you full access is fairly degenerate, outside of like Oathbreaker, because Oathbreaker has its own kind of limitations for a commander format. But I think Oathbreaker these days naturally is kind of degenerate. It's if you build it the normal way that I've at least been experiencing it recently, everyone has a counter spell as their companion spell or something ridiculous, you know, like, or removal, or, you know, most of my spells just synergize with the commander. But like, no, I want to make sure I can counter your stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
Also, allow companion in Oathbreaker. Free the companions in Oathbreaker.
That would be cool.
You can have partners, you can have two commanders in the command zone with two signatures.
No, I hate that.
Two commanders in the command zone with 2 signature spells, but you can't have a companion.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever
Daniel,
heard.
have you played much Oathbreaker?
Nope, none. Emery was saying I should try it. I've played lots of Tiny Leaders.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like
fun too.
Tiny Leaders
like
is a commander with less than 3 CMC.
Yeah, the whole deck 3 CMC or less.
Right.
That sounds broken.
Yeah.
It's a fun one. My favorite, the only way that I think is a realistic tournament format, and this is a super controversial take that no one likes, I think the only way to play Commander as a competitive format, truly, is to play with ante. Full out blind ante. You pick a number, and you just cut my deck. So if we're playing 4 people, you guys each cut my deck face down. I don't know what's in it. I lose those cards if I lose. It really, really changes the meta of what people are willing to put in a deck.
Yo, it's
And
pink slips.
And you also just have I've got 3 cards that could potentially be my Demonic Consultation Thassa's Oracle combo that everyone runs in every deck, right? losing one of those to your ante kind of wrecks a lot of decks.
Yeah, I mean, Ante was a mechanic that was baked into the game, and it lasted a few years before they. I think even, like the Pro Tour, like they just kind of shoved it to the side, and they were like, yeah, might not have been the best way to do it, but I mean, there's
a really good one. Like you can do a lot of fun games with like even just budget decks and everything, and then everyone just kind of signs the cards they lose, and see it get passed around a play group is kind of fun. But I really like high tier ante. Me and my brothers like to play that a lot.
Well, at least you're keeping it in the family that way.
No, like we play against like a bunch of my friends. Me, I've got 3 little brothers, and they all played Magic with me growing up. That's why we have like such a huge collection, is because the 4 of us played together growing up, basically since like Revised.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know you played that long. Yeah, because I think Brady told me that you are that you and your family are purveyors of the power of Magic.
What, just like for the big cards, the Power 9 stuff?
Yeah, I mean, like I guess you're probably the only person that I know in person. I still have not met in person, but
I didn't want to bring it up personally. I was like, that's a sensitive subject matter.
But like you came into the ownership of Black Lotus before it was crazy, right? I guess if you're saying you played in Revised.
I like one of my like joke stories all the time is that I remember like begging for money from my parents to buy foil like Gaia's Cradle, because it was the Judge promo and it was on such a good deal, and I was like, come on, give me my allowance, you got to hook it up.
Your
and they're
allowance?
like, no, money. Yeah, and I was getting allowance money for this thing, and then like I think I got that for like $80, $90. Like it was nothing. It was nothing.
I hate you so much right now. I'm just pink in the face
I
of
have
envy.
a Slimefoot deck.
That's
What's that?
crazy.
Yeah. I have it sitting in a Slimefoot deck. It's like a deck that without that card has like a $200 budget. It should not be there.
I love it. I love it.
That's amazing. Yeah, you were saying the most recent episode. What was the deck you were talking about where you threw in a bunch of duels just because you had them from a previous deck?
Yeah, the Galadriel. I just had a few like duels sitting around because I took 1 or 2 decks apart.
Yeah, curse you by the way for that meme, because that song has been stuck in my head. Stuck in my head. Oh my god.
I can't stay over that Galadriel. I'm on like a 5th one now.
I'm making the Simic one right now with the one that Songs That Ring tempts you, like every time you scry. I'm like, this is amazing. This is basically Thrasios with scry triggers. Like
Sherman took that one, and it looks like it ramps insane.
I mean, anything that could do what Thrasios does is normally a breaking card, I think.
Oh, this actually leads me to. Sorry, I guess we're like Brandon's kind of been quiet for. I just have like questions that I'm firing off, but okay. Brandon, do you want to? Do you want me to just fire it off, or I've just made this?
I don't
so
know
awkward.
what you're talking about.
Okay,
You're talking about the AI stuff?
No. I wanted to ask you about the quantity of decks that you had. And then I just realized I've been asking all the questions, and I was just like, man, I should let Brandon talk if he wants
and
to.
by the way, Dad, he's all heard this secondhand from me, so I apologize if I was heavily romantic.
No, I've also heard it on the podcast. You like talking about the sheer quantity of decks.
Yeah, sleeved commander decks. I'm at like the 680ish right now.
So I have questions about storage.
Yikes.
Where do you put them, and how do you categorize or store them?
Let me tell you, they're just in boxes, and then I just buy more boxes, and then that's kind of just what we do. I basically just at any point am within reach of just like stacks of cards and sit and build. And
so, man, I wonder. There's got to be like there is one guy, I can't remember which podcast I was exposed to this person on, but he does, and I think he's still currently on the challenge, but he has every single commander or legendary creature in Magic built as a commander deck, and every single commander deck or every single legendary that comes out, he builds another deck. He's like I think he won the lottery twice or something, and he's
that's
just
pretty cool.
He's got thousands and thousands of commander decks.
Organize that.
He's actually got it organized in a grid system, which is crazy because when he has friends over, every single deck is in the wall in a massive grid in like multiple rooms.
Square table?
Must be nice.
Is it? Sorry, say that
Like
again.
he has the big octagon table in his playroom, and it's all on a glass shelf.
No, I think like those IKEA 12x12 cubby things. I think he's got just like racks and racks of those, and they're all laid out in like numbers and letters. And you roll the dice. If you go over to his place, you roll the dice twice to see which deck you play and pull it out of the wall.
That would be fun.
That'd
Yeah.
be pretty fun.
I believe it might have been the Command Zone that I heard that this guy, I can't remember his name right now, but on multiple occasions he has augmented the price of staples just because every so often he'll buy 600 Soul Rings and he'll just like buy out every retailer, causing the price to spike $30.
I have so much negative.
Yeah.
I have a lot of vitriol about that.
I don't go to First Player yet, but I do that at a bunch of the other stores.
Yeah.
I just buy all copies of a card when I'm in there.
Some. Oh, that. It was like the one time that Buddy when Ixalan first came out and Jace, the flip Planeswalker, I think it was that one, or the Jace who lost his memory. Yeah, it was a flip Jace, wasn't it?
Stupid Sexy Jace?
Yeah, there was somebody who bought up like I don't know how many copies of it, and for like a matter of like weeks, it was one of the most expensive cards in the game.
Yeah.
Like so ridiculous. That kind of stuff does bother me for the game, especially like one thing I wanted to tiptoe around for the sake of this podcast today was the proxy debate, because right now for the last month or so, it has been relatively more toxic than I've ever seen, to the point where it's getting nauseating trying to be self-promoting social media, YouTubers, and it's bothersome because we always have to tiptoe around a lot of gatekeeping, frankly. And my favorite stance on this is one that we've come across, Dan, which was, as somebody who owns a Black Lotus, like gatekeeping one's happiness makes no sense in a game that's meant for friends coming together to have fun. And like I see this a lot with people where I understand there is a lot of hurt from people who have spent a lot of money and a lot of compromise in their life getting to this point in which they said, no, this isn't okay for everyone else. Like, you should be paying money into the card because I've been doing this whole thing. And that's always where the one angle of the argument on the one side always seems to come from. And the other is, well, we're having fun playing the game even if we're proxying. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, why can't both sides meet? Like, I believe in a sense of elitism. I believe in a sense of an accomplishment that can for sure come from the game. But as soon as I own more than one Smothering Tithe, I'm not going to keep buying anymore.
Yeah.
It's insanity.
I think a lot of it too is I don't think that I dip my toes into quite a few different play groups of Magic, and for the most part, I haven't really come across anybody who's like adamantly against proxies. The people who are adamantly against proxies, and they do exist. I feel like it's more of like the people who end up at like the Friday Night Magic, who are like going to big things like the face-to-face events, where they're sitting there in like maybe more of a competitive or more of like a setting like that. Just because like, especially now that we're creating content, especially now that we're like delved into the internet, it's the Facebook groups and stuff where most of this discourse is coming from, where it's the echo chambers of people arguing. I don't like I think there's a lot less animosity when it comes to proxies than it seems like, that like at least from the echo chamber that is the internet. Because realistically, let's take a look at half the people that we've met, half the people that we play games with on a regular basis, and it's like, have we met anybody who's actually against proxies?
Yeah,
maybe like the whole like. Oh,
this is a very good point.
Yeah.
yeah.
I have 100%, a lot.
Oh wait, you have?
I have. Yeah.
Okay, so I think the point that Brandon was spiraling on was that like we don't encounter many people very often.
I think it's like there's a colloquial effect, right? Like,
oh yeah.
the internet is where we're always going to be confronted with the most amount of vitriol when it comes to the subject. But when it comes to our own pod, I think for a lot of the times, like attracts like, and that also includes player mentality. And I think a lot of us, especially for our pod, we're blessed with amazing crew. I have some of the best times of my life just organizing a night of Magic with my friends. And we are so blessed to have that. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of people who may not have this kind of social connection that depend on LGS, and there's a lot of that there's there's a lot of the frontline effect, the guerrilla war effect, guerrilla war effect. Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? of coming across that one person who is determined to bring down your night, smother you with their tithe, force you to pay the one. You know what I mean? Like it's constant.
The two.
And I've come across
Smothering
that.
Tithe is two.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep talking in Magic innuendo, but do you know what I mean? It's true that there is truth out there for a lot of this. There's unfortunately a lot of butthurt people who've spent too much money and now they're convinced that their way is the only way to do it. It's kind of like one of my favorite ways to look at this is let's ignore Magic the Gathering as a card game. Let's look at it as soccer. Okay. Now, is anyone, let's say as an example, you just happen to destroy your soccer ball, but you happen to have this frumpy piece of shit that, you know what, you can kick around. Now, if you're kicking it around the same way that you're playing soccer, are you still not playing soccer? Are you still not achieving your goal here? Are you playing the game?
I'm struggling to understand the soccer meme.
Soccer is Magic the Gathering. We're kicking around a deck. You know what I mean?
It's like the real card is the actual soccer ball, and the proxy soccer ball
is the piece of
proxy.
shit that you just happen to kick around, but you want to have fun. Unfortunately, you can't just run to the store to buy a brand new soccer ball. And that's unfortunately a huge scenario that a lot of people face every single day, especially when it comes to the one side of the argument being those who want a proxy, who can't afford the humongous degree of expenditures that comes with a game. Yeah. And also looking out there for all you Warhammer players, I'm sure you have as much complaints, you know?
Well, yeah, let's hear what our guest has to say about this.
So I have so many opinions on this, but
well, I'm done ranting. I want to hear your opinion for sure.
The biggest about proxies is that in general, we all start out kind of the same, right? We get a friend or two that plays Magic, someone introduces us to the game, we build a deck, and our friends are beating us. That's natural when we're learning a game. It's super complex, right? And we learn how our friends' decks are. We want to win. It feels good to win no matter what you're playing. In anything you do, you want to win. So what do? You tune your deck up a little bit. You get some more expensive cards. Well, your friend just taught you they don't want to lose, so they tune their deck up a little bit. And it kind of gets a little bit into arms race. So proxying generally comes in that sense, right? And a lot of people, the biggest problem is just not being honest with what you're playing and stuff, right? Because a lot of people want to win. They don't like to lose. So, oh, well, this is a 7. Everything's a 7. Every deck, like it's just, everything is a 7, no matter what it is. Like it could be 85 lands, it's a 7. And the biggest thing is that like proxying, there's not a good argument against it when you break it down to, does it feel better if I turn 1 beat your deck you've played if I spent $2,000 to do it? No, it's still annoying, right? There's no like if you're like, okay, like I don't like proxies, let's have a good casual game, and I'm like, no problem, you're playing group hug, you're playing some Shadrix, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna turn 1 Mana Crypt, Lotus Petal, we're playing Zerda, we're gonna get out with the Mana Crypt, we're gonna get a Soul Ring, Basalt Monolith,
Speak slower,
infinite
please.
mana. Listen.
Speak slower for me.
But you know what I mean? Like, no one wants that. No one's like, oh man, great, you had some real cards, great, you Grim Monolith me. I'm glad that you owned it. Like it's not fun, right? And I think that's where the proxy debate gets kind of the most confused, because like someone said in the chat, Emery there, throw a Mana Crypt in every deck. Well, Mana Crypt doesn't go in every game, right? Like it doesn't. It changes threat assessment when suddenly you have like a turn 1 2 mana for free, when you have like your free counter spells, your Force of Wills, that kind of stuff. It's not welcome at every table. It's not the experience people want. Mm-hmm. So I view proxies overall as a positive, but that's because I just like to play Magic. I have tons of decks. I have tons of different levels. I want people to play, like I want to face good ideas, not people's budget, because at the end of the day, like life happens. All of us, from like elder Magic players to kids just getting into the game, life happens, you know what I mean? And do you want to win Friday Night Magic so bad that you're going to skip eating? I hope not. Like I hope that you would spend $5 and play the same game and stuff, right? You proxying a Black Lotus to play a game with me doesn't make my Black Lotus any cheaper. You just have a version and we're just playing the game. I can see, sure, if prizing is on the line, then some people are like, oh, well, you know, you've got to own the cards. But again, that would be like playing chess, and just because your opponent's richer than you, they start with 3 queens and you only have pawns. It doesn't make sense for a competitive format, right? Like,
there's a lot of philosophy to it. Yeah, because it's like, what are you trying to achieve here? Are you trying to play to win, play to play? Like, you know, a lot of the times when in a game's of wins and losses, most people go into it naturally competitive. But that's where, like, when they first came out with Commander, they wanted to create a more political, fun, casual format that didn't depend on the anxiety of a race to the finish that 1v1 usually presented. Now, ironically, a lot of the formats these days, especially if you end up playing like a 3-pod of Commander, like it feels like 1v1. There's no making a politic without making the other person absolutely the one person on the receiving end of everything bad, right? So
yeah, I guess, hey, like 3-pod you are like actively insulting one person by
100%.
making a deal with the other.
I call those formats
Yeah.
cutthroat though. Like I like to go into
Yeah.
three pods being like, no politics, let's play. And it's a good time. It's a very good
Yeah,
time.
I don't. I
Oh, yeah.
so oh yeah, go ahead.
Just to your point, Dan, from the competitive side of things, because I agree with you wholeheartedly. Like, just allow proxies, let anybody play whatever card they want to play, sort of thing. Also, as a side note, let's just open up the ban list on Commander, unban everything. Who
Free
cares
raids,
anymore?
free raids.
Hold on.
But at least when it comes to,
Well,
especially when it comes, one second.
No,
We'll
I'll
get
let you
back to
go.
it.
But yeah, I want to follow up this.
Yeah. At least when it comes to the competitive side of like using proxies, I get why. Especially in that setting, it's a lot more like gated. Is because I think a lot of it comes down to just like the conceptualization of who's playing and why they're playing. Because if proxies were allowed in competitive settings, anybody who has no interest in Magic can just be like, okay, I'm just gonna print the most like what is the top tier list, and I'm just gonna show up to every tournament I can and win.
Can I jump in on this?
Absolutely.
That would be really fun because then the prize pools would be enormous if everyone came out to play. If everyone could come out and play and you had like, you know what I mean? Like, sure, it's cool to like win a vintage thing, but there's three
Yeah.
players playing vintage, right? If you have somebody like this huge group, then all of a sudden you got these big, you know, $5,000-$6,000 prize pools. Everyone's having a great time, and you can really win. I would rather have like 1,000 players out playing with fake cards and a great prize pool for it than 5 people and whoever has the most money wins.
Yeah. So I'll
That's actually a very good counterpoint.
What I'll add to that though is that most often anything with a decent prize pool is put on by either somebody that's affiliated with a card vendor or is a card vendor or is Wizards of the Coast, and it does not behoove them to allow people or to not incentivize people to purchase cards. So I understand that like if Star City Games wants to post a 20K tournament and they allow proxies, they actually lose a whole bunch of vendor sales of people trying to buy the cards for their decks. And if there's a standard tournament coming up and the decks are hot, right? Like I need these Rafines for my Esper Legends deck or whatever, and the price goes up because the demand is high. It fuels their bottom line, their economy, the whole reason they exist. I understand why those entities are like, sorry, no proxies. And I understand why
we actually ran.
Yeah, the tournament that we ran,
we did.
the
I
card
wanted to
store,
respect that as
they
well.
were like,
Yeah.
no proxies, because if people are going to have a tournament there's a chance they might buy cards to fill out their decks.
Yeah.
You know, like that's where I understand where proxies are like, it makes complete and total sense why the organizing body wouldn't want proxies.
Yeah,
But-
we even ran into that when it came to our just our business cards for the channel, because
Yeah.
little proxy rogues passages hit a couple of the card shops, be like, yeah, can we just like leave a couple here, sort of thing, just like pass out, sort of thing. And the second that they saw that, it was just like, oh, this is like a fake, but like obviously you could use it as the proper land rogues passage. Every single one of them basically was just like, well, probably not. We're not gonna.
Yeah, I mean, we've got
the-
funny man in chat here. My shop almost lost WotC for allowing proxies in an event that someone posted online. Yeah, like you can risk your affiliation with your WPN membership. So like I totally understand a store. Like I have no quarrels with a store being like, sorry man, we got to use real cards, because that's just the structure of when there's prizes on the line and stuff.
But still, right? Like let's say like I said, I'm only from like a commander standpoint. So sure, from a standard standpoint, if standard hadn't been killed entirely by arena, I could see that, right? But like short of that, if we're playing, like, let's say I want to make a Sliver Queen deck, but I don't have a Sliver Queen. Do I not make a Sliver Queen deck because I can't afford a $400 Sliver Queen, and then the game store gets $0 from that deck I'm no longer building? Or do I proxy maybe my land base, like get a few duels in it, get a Sliver Queen, and then I'm out buying all the slivers. I'm buying some shocks. I'm maybe getting a few fetches. I'm still building the deck, right? Like, when you look at it, is either, because I'm not, if I'm a player who's not going to buy a Sliver Queen that's a real card, you're not losing that sale on money I'm not going to spend, but you are losing the sale of like anything that I will go to buy the rest. And again, is me not building the deck better than me building the deck and you not get a card I'm still not buying?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
think
there's
Yeah,
a weird.
and also-
Oh, sorry. There's like a weird little thing that I want to bring up in regards to like when we went through COVID and there was like high end tournaments happening, and
Yeah.
all of the best players in the friggin' world were competing in tournaments, and they had to use Arena, and they were just given dummy accounts with everything unlocked and hundreds of thousands of gems. Like, they were essentially playing with digital proxies, right? Like, they weren't playing with their decks. They weren't playing with cards that they bought. They were just getting handed, here's the deck list that you said you wanted to use to compete in the tournament, and people watched and enjoyed the competition at the highest level of the entire game.
It was probably some of the best, right? Because
Yeah.
like seeing Arena is cool. Like if there was like tournaments for Arena where players could just come out and actually play that, then it would be fun. But exactly like you said, the having access to everything, then you're just facing the skill of your opponent and the shuffler,
Yeah.
which is rigged. Hate the shuffler.
I agree. It's absolutely rigged.
Oh,
People
God.
who say that it's not, crazy.
I go on a win streak, then I draw 35 lands, and I've only got 20 in the deck. How? Make it make
Yep.
sense.
Yep. No, I'm right there with you, bud.
I love it.
A side little point to that too. It double surprises me that there's such an issue with proxies when it comes to like the various like outside of a tournament setting. It double surprises me because like a lot of the arguments that I see get thrown around are just like, oh, you're not like kind of like you said, it's like you're not buying cards. Oh, this, well, like you're not putting your money. None of so much of what Magic is the third party market. It is the card shops, and like there's a lot of revenue that's going from card shops to Wizards of the Coast and all that kind of stuff. Half of what people are playing anyways isn't even coming from card shops. It's coming from like trades. Like proxying I feel like tends to lead people to spending more money on Magic than it leads to them not spending money on Magic.
Well, yeah,
kind of
because
like you were saying.
you're supporting a new deck brew. That's what we're talking about. Deck boxes. We're talking about sleeves. Like the attention that your life then devotes to it. Like that costs money.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, where it's just like it makes no sense that people would be against proxies in the sense of like that, where it's just like you do realize that like the game that you're playing, like Wizards of the Coast selling their product, if you proxy a card, Wizards doesn't really lose money off of that. The card shops kind of do.
Yeah.
But the card shops are also the ones who are making all that money back because you're not straight ordering your boxes of Magic. I'm not buying my bundle packs from Wizards of the Coast. I'm buying them from my local game shop.
Yeah.
Like they're the ones who are making.
Yeah, you want to hear something crazy that relates to all of this in a very weird way. So there was a Star City Games tournament that happened. This article came out 3 days ago. I just heard about this recently. They got to the person piloted their, I believe, modern deck all the way to top 8. And because they got to top 8, they were deck checked. Everybody's deck checked before day 2 or whatever, like the top 8 games. And the judge came back and they were like, yeah, your 4 copies of Ragavan are counterfeit. And he was like, what are you talking about? And he pulled up the receipt from, I think, TCG Player for this playset of Ragavan. And the counterfeits are so good now that the card dealers, like TCG Player, whatever vendor was selling these cards, didn't even catch it. And so then people were like he got disqualified from the tournament because legally in the rules it's like if you're playing with illegitimate cards you're DQ'd. But he was in the top 8, and like what does it matter if they were real or not, you know? Like there was this. Yeah, he was
able to
still
provide a
on
receipt and everything, and they're like, nope, sorry.
that
Like,
dude was on a heater, and he got just pulled from a top 8 potential like top 4 potential win. And I feel so bad for the guy because even he didn't know. He was like, I can show you the receipts, man. Like, it was so soul crushing.
Like Magic's a visual game too, right? Like that's why they spent so much money on the art. It's really cool to see someone drop like nice foil version of Avacyn or something down, right? And so I get it. Like I'm not a giant fan of like the counterfeit that's like a 1-to-1 replica, but full arts of it and stuff, right? But like just make it still nice to sit down and play. Like if
I
you're
love
playing
altars.
Exactly, right? If you're playing like a Knights deck, like if you have like a different version or an anime thing you liked or something, whatever makes you want to build the deck, right? Commander's all self-expression.
Yep.
So if you're playing it, like obviously, like if it's like a Ragavan with a pair of jugs, maybe that's not what I want to see at a table. But like if you're just playing normal, like fun stuff, and you have a character you like, or this is like you said, an altar that was done up, and you really really love the full extension. That's what makes people want to build decks.
Yeah, it's a weird
I
thing.
agree.
Like,
see if I can find it here. I have this weird altar of Gave, Guru of Spores, That is like one of my favorite things. I still haven't put it on a card. One of these days, though, when I rebuild Gave, I'm so excited. You continue. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Well, yeah, like I feel like the fact that there has been a cascading proxy debate, which I will say happens probably once a year, right? The Magic Twitter, Magic Facebook, like it gets full up its own ass over
They get
proxies.
bored.
They get bored, yeah.
Bored.
And like I wanted to resist bringing it up in regards to just like inflaming the conversation more, but like at the same time, it's, you know, if you have a voice or whatever, you like, I think it's a valiant effort to try and distinguish the flames and just be like, hey guys, it's not that big of a deal. You got bigger problems out there. But like this Ragavan thing happening right now is so well timed for me, because it's like, damn dude, this was like a tournament, like especially because the guy had receipts. Like it really showcases the fact that like the gameplay was the most important thing here. The fact that the card was real or not is, I understand that he was disqualified because of the sanctioned rules of the event. It's like the legal thing, but it sucks because the story ended right there. You know, that guy could have had an amazing story. I mean, I guess it's still a good story, but it's a bad story. You know,
but still, right? If you tried and you're trying to become like you're trying to win this tournament, you've spent the time learning the deck, piloting it, and you're killing it. You're blessed with luck this whole tournament, and then it's like, nah.
And you produce a receipt, and that means nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that is the
Especially
day and age we're in right now.
It's like, this came from an actual like retailer.
yeah, no, but the thing is, the receipt doesn't prove that the cards are real. The receipt proves that he paid.
But the truth is in the effort.
Yeah.
It's like, guys,
Well, no,
this
exactly
like,
that too.
do you think I changed the cards as they were shipped to me? Like,
Yeah, like that proves
Amnesty
that's
here.
not his fault. Like, how do you disqualify somebody for like? Is he supposed to rip it open or put it under a microscope or rip it open to check for the blue slip in the middle? Like, what do you do in that situation? Half of the cards that are out on the market could be that. Does that just mean that half of everybody in these tournaments gets DQ'd?
Yeah,
Because
that's
Then again, look at it. They're out at a tournament, right? Imagine
Yeah.
that player said, you know what? You're right. Didn't even realize it. Let me go buy 4 right now.
yeah,
Would that change the tournament in any way? No. That just means that he spent what's Ragavan, $90. Like he just spent another $360 just for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's not good. It's not making the deck any better and stuff. Like set them on fire, and then he spends $360, and does that like justify it? No, it's silly.
no.
Well,
Yeah.
I wonder what eighth
Super
place
silly.
of top 8 wins in prizing. Probably more than $360, right?
Probably.
Yeah, I like what I was trying to talk about earlier was the fact that I think it was our previous podcast episode. We did touch on the fact that I was just like, man, I feel like it's the floodgates could be open. Just like we don't have to worry about banning things in Commander because Rule Zero people are pretty efficient with their discussions and stuff. And then in a very recent episode of yours, Dan, you had a brilliant counterpoint, which like as I was listening to it, I was just like, man, I was offside. I completely I was not looking at it the proper way because like Rule Zero, we started out this whole project with our first podcast talking about Rule Zero. Let's talk about where Rule Zero is at now today in this age, where it might be like the rules committee, the governing body of Commander, has stepped back quite heavily. They don't actually like step in and ban cards anymore like they used to. I don't know. I guess it seems like they've decreased the frequency of how much they're meddling.
Unless it's popular and it's Golos, then they're like, oh, I got to ban that.
Yeah, I mean, like you even
that made sense.
You even reminded me that Golos was banned. Like, I forgot that was a thing. I used to run Golos in my Kenrith. That
It
was
is
before it got
evil. It is an evil deck that can almost always get around Commander Curve, or Commander Tech.
But,
Sorry,
but the conversation can go so spiral because, like, how is Golos banned and other things aren't, right?
yeah.
Right?
Everyone guild gates, yeah. If your people are gonna 5-color good stuff, they're gonna 5-color good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I just wanted to like, especially having you on the cast, like I was going to talk about this whether you were here or not. I wanted to give like shout out to like the point you made in regards to letting letting the gelatinous mass of humans do the lifting, the weight of the governing with Rule Zero is a failed experiment.
There's a George Carlin in the moment being like, people as a mass, ugh. People singularly, it's very much so. Like I agree, like because we've done this more than enough times on the podcast where I have relatively pedestaled Rule Zero, but even my approach to it, like in the podcast, there's a lot of people who are explaining what their deck does and all this kind of stuff. There's so much. It's a weird. What Rule Zero is now more or less kind of becoming. It's the same way where people think about proxies. Like, well, here's how I think Rule Zero should be approached a lot of the times.
Yeah, it's subjective.
It's subjective. And at the end of the day, for me, if I'm Rule Zeroing, I'm playing a Layla. I'm making it fairy typal. I have enchantments and artifacts that are irritating. It's a strong deck. That's as far as I'm going to go now, you know?
Well, but I guess, like, the way I want to footnote this is, like, for example, you guys provided an example, I think, that happened at the Face-to-Face Calgary event where Brian was talking about how there was a pair of guys that sat down and said their decks were power level 5 and there was a turn 2 kill with Winota.
Yeah, a full CEDH Winota list in an event we were playing.
And they were confident power level 5. Confident.
That just sounds like bad sportsmanship and lying.
Things like that. One of my favorite LGS owners.
Okay, sorry. I thought you guys were saying that they were like pretty confident or like misguided about the power level. They were just trying to shark you guys?
Oh yeah. They were just trying to like it was an Emperor game, like the 3-on-3 kind of thing, and we were participating for the event, and they're just like, oh yeah, like we want to play some 5s, and I was like, oh no worries, like we'll play this. So we were all playing pretty casual things, and yeah, they turn 2 Winota, another one Force of Will, like a turn 1 Llanowar Elf, like just silly stuff is what they were doing.
It's kind of like Galazeth with me when I showed up that night.
It's this guy. This is the guy.
I am honest. I would never. No, honestly, at this point, there's been moments like that, you know, where I've got into a game where I use the wrong phrasing, or I'm like convinced of it, and then I get butthurt. I'm like, this deck isn't very strong, and then all of a sudden I'm just like popping off, and there's no point in which I'm trying to literally, especially if it comes to like online games on Spell Table or for like on film, where I'm trying to make like a fuck of myself. I'm literally not trying to make the worst plays possible, and I'm not trying to go into the game assuming that my deck can only do so much, when unfortunately it's sometimes the most foolish people are those who are convinced they know everything, you know. And now I really don't, like, ever since my Ramos brew, which I've since taken apart, one of my biggest learning curves was understanding, you know, like how Ramos played, because I'd play a spell that had, you know, color identity to it, but I was, you know, comboing off in the wrong way possible. Ever since that about a year ago now, you know, like I have to always tell myself I don't know everything. I'm very confident about some of these things going into it, and that also applies to power scaling, deck construction, everything. You can't always say you know everything, but you can become very comfortable within your own play style, your own color ranges that you're familiar with, and you can at least absolutely understand all the combos that you usually revolve around. But if you're going to go there into most games, be like, let's say this guy's going into your Emperor game, we're being honest. Let's say that they did not have a single brain cell in their body that understood a proper basis of comparison. And this is one thing I think a lot of players unfortunately struggle with.
Humans.
It's a human failing at the end of the day. But in this case, obviously, these guys were brats and decided to make a name for themselves.
So I have a question. Do these sharks, they got to cross off their little bingo thing?
No, it was a best 2 of 3 Emperor match.
So
and
you
then
got
I
him?
just kept saying, I was like, oh yeah, for sure, like I'll just play like a 5, and I just kept playing like full tuned like tier 1 CEDH lists into it, and they kept being like, oh no, like we don't want to play CEDH. I was like, no, it's the 5, and it was pretty.
Dude,
it was poor sport to get back, but
you're my hero. I'm so
Mirrors,
glad,
babe.
I'm so glad to hear the climax of that story was you served the ball back
Was
in
karmic?
their court.
I have a really especially, I built it specifically for Emperor. Do you know what Octavia does?
No.
Oh,
Octavia.
really good. It's an octopus, right?
Yeah.
From Strixhaven?
So
yeah.
It's a full like hard ramp deck, and it's whenever you cast instant.
So
yeah,
cool.
that one. It's the fact that you can give things 8/8
Wait, so it's a 10
And so-
10 mana cost. This spell costs 8 less to cast if you have 8 or more instant or sorcery cards. So that's like a threshold?
Threshold with 8.
Yeah.
Was threshold
Threshold for
7?
8. Threshold's for 7, yes.
Or was threshold for one of each card
No,
type?
no, that's delirium. Threshold is 7.
Yeah, okay.
Checks for 7 things in your graveyard.
And then, sorry, whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, a target creature has a base power and toughness 8/8.
I've seen this deck slap. Who made it once? I think it was a one Jordan Cross, actually.
So the whole deck is it's all really, really small, unblockable or infect creatures and an emperor creatures around.
I love
And
you.
It's an emperor deck, and the whole point of it is just it's all turbo self mill myself, like archive trap myself. The minute someone searches like something, I archive trap myself or any of those things. And yeah, it's to get Octavia out like turn 1 or turn 2, and then just start giving people unblockable infect creatures that I turn into 8/8s with like a silly, like I'll brainstorm and give you an 8/8 infect.
How am I only seeing this card now? This is 2021 Commander. The art is beautiful, too.
Unfortunately, a lot of Strixhaven cards have been sad over like Essex for some reason, or Estrix is just not one of the most popular Simic cards in the game, and I'm surprised it isn't. Like it's just everyone always remembers Avix and Niv. Estrix is the general from the Avix and Niv pre-con from Strixhaven.
Estrix?
Estrix, yeah.
Yeah, ESSIX.
Oh, Essex, sorry. Yeah, so every time you'd create one or more tokens, instead create X copies of target creature you control. It is broken. And I got to see, shout out to Chris Delaney with, when I was hanging out with Jenim the other day. He pulled a combo where he destroyed 3 of his own lands with a Terastodon. It was, with a with Avix and Niv on the battlefield. It was one of the most hysterical, crazy combos I've ever seen in my life. Destroyed like 18 non-creature permanents. Died promptly to elephants, but yeah.
Damn.
It was amazing. I was like, wow, snaps, girl.
There's a few commanders that I see that really, really overperform, and this is one of them. This, Zaxara, stuff like that. Like, there's not a way to really build them bad, short of doing it with a blindfold, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, because, yeah, the easiest way to look at this is just, like, you play an Avenger of Zendikar, and then instead of making your plant tokens, you make that many more Avenger of Zendikars.
Yeah, okay, so instantly that sounds amazing, but it's also a 6 mana card and a
Series Predation?
7 mana card?
Yeah, but you're in Simic. Six mana in Simic
True.
is basically 3 mana.
True.
Yeah, this is turn 3 in green, yeah.
Ooh, man, okay. I feel like...
As our resident Simic player, Simic getting big things out fast is the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, I'm almost done this too. I almost have it sleeved. I just gotta get Azerius Predation.
Cool.
Yes.
Yo, I kind of want to go back to... I still have questions about the quantity of decks you have.
I have questions about your balls.
No, like, okay, so... I've been meaning to ask you this, and this is the first time I've actually like had your attention to bounce these questions off. So, like you said, 680 decks, right?
80-ish.
600. Yeah. So, like, at a certain point, it becomes blur, right? Like, I don't actually know how many because it would take you half a day to count them. But if you wanted to go looking for a specific one, do you know how to find it, or do you have to just like?
I have a rough idea where they are.
Yeah.
It's like you can see, like, for Strixhaven, I loved Strixhaven as a set, right? So I know that, like, I'm like, okay, well, this orange archive and this blue archive are all decks from Strixhaven.
Okay.
Or like I'll be like, I built a lot of Lord of the Rings. Those are in like the Druidic Secrets one.
All right. So
I wish I would sort my bulk cards so I would pay.
I just like there has to be like the amount of them that are at arm's reach that you will go for weekly or monthly, right?
When you come to play, they're like just sitting there like at the table I play. There's like literally just boxes on boxes.
He was like this. Oh yeah. I'm just oh yeah. I'm just gonna oh yeah. Oh,
Why am I picturing that?
One
Like,
earned it. It wasn't that effortless.
did
It
a
was
kitchen did a kitchen renovation, remove the kitchen cabinets, and we'll just use deck boxes as cabinets.
It's like I've got like a big like a china cabinet like entertainment center, and they're just all full of like deck boxes like top to bottom everywhere.
I was literally waiting for RuPaul's Mansion setup to just like, but wait, there's more. Let me just open up this closet, to open up this cabinet, to open up this subdivision.
That's funny. Like I sit here and like both Brady and Brandon are just like constantly hounding me to be like, you need to build more decks, dude. Like, come on.
You're a talented player. You are so minimal with your brewing, man.
I also just want to see you be more creative with the decks that you build, because so far, and this isn't a shot, you do what you do well. What you do is, I'm going to attack you real fast. I'm going to attack you real fast.
He's a
I'm going
spike.
to attack you real fast, or I'm going to draw a lot of cards and then attack you real fast. I want to see some diversity.
Fuck, I guess I have a type, eh?
Hey,
You do. I don't know how many, like, at least 3 of your decks have multiple combats. That's
Brandon, it wins though. The other day with Platinum
Oh, yeah.
Mars,
it win.
with Emery there, I drew 5 cards.
Is it just a Tolly that has
Yeah,
multiple combats?
Tolly's the only deck that I focus on extra combats.
I thought Elsha was still dealing with. No, I guess not.
Extra combat's fun.
Extra combats. Oh yeah, no. What he does is he does well, and they slap. Nothing against him or his deck building.
Yeah, I'm
But,
the type of player that like I don't build a commander deck unless it really grabs me. And then when it does grab me, it like sort of becomes a bit of my like I like incorporate it into my identity. It becomes like very nested,
Well,
I don't
that's
build
what I mean, like-
thousands of decks.
Yeah. I
But-
was like, I would really want to see you build something like akin to my Henzi, because up until Henzi, I was kind of just bread and butter as well. It's just like it was just. I mean, I was still a little bit more diverse in what I was doing, but it's like I didn't do weird things with my decks. I just dealt like the most obvious thing with whatever deck was being built. And then Henzi came along, and like picking him up out like literally the moment of processing, the wheels turning as I'm sitting there looking at him in the card shop, and I'm like, oh, I know like 30 things that this is gonna do. And it just turned into pure chaos. Chaos that still terrifies half the people that we play with.
That's what like I experience the same thing. Like when I see something that like immediately the magnetism is there and is like I really want to build this. Like you were talking about with Galadriel, Dan. Like that instant magnetism of just like, oh my, and even at the start of that episode when like just the way that Brian was just like, holy shit, this does what? Like I got to build this immediately. Like
That card's crazy. I don't know why they printed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
There's,
interested to. I would love to play a game against it. I just want to see how it rolls out.
Oh, you will. There's like a lot. Like I just for me, I just tend to anything about the card that captures my interest. I'm like, I should build this. Like I just built Zexara because someone at one of the game stores sent me a picture and said, "Hey, have you seen the Secret Lair Zexara? We have one in. Do you want it?" And I said yes. Then I went in and I just built Zexara because of that.
Yeah, it was more like, you know, it's like, hey, man, you appreciate Rule 34 Broken, right? Like, you like Hydras? Yeah?
Yeah, Zexara
I love
Z,
Hydras.
Sultai Legendary, Nightmare Hydra. Oh my god, look at the art!
I just lost to this the other day. Who was playing it? Devin. Yeah, shout out to Devin.
This is a Death Touch. Tap to add 2 mana of any one color. Whenever you cast a spell with X in its mana cost, create a 0/0 Hydra, then put X/1/1 counters on it. I have seen
Tyranids.
Cody play this in the past.
Tyranids want that.
Yeah. This
Zexara overperforms for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean like it this is the cool thing about Commander and the positive of Wizards designing cards specifically for the format is that they're able to create like a nice shell commander that like really draws in a whole subset of cards that they've been printing for 20 years and gives it a home to be exceptional as a commander deck. I think Elsha was like really good for that as well. Like there's cards that like, I mean, dude, like when I got into Commander, I was like, I specifically selected my colors first. I was like, I know I want to build Jeskai because I want to do the enter the battlefield flicker combos, and I want all of them. I just wanted flicker like Splinter Twin, Saheeli, Felidar Guardian, Restoration Angel, all that kind of stuff, right? And the only good commander that I had available was Narset Enlightened Tutor or Enlightened Master.
I remember that Narset.
It's a classic. I think it's still up there in the power schemes of things.
The problem is that Narset was a non-bow. Narset, like I wanted a deck that was built around creature flickers, and Narset its ability was non-creature spells, So if I attacked with Narset, it would like potentially exile my win cons. So it was like really conflicted, and there was no good there was no good Jeskai like commander options for Flicker.
Yeah, until
and
Elshot.
yeah, and now like Wizards is really like honing in on those
And
archetypes.
I gave you
and,
that Elshot.
No, you didn't.
I did, didn't I? From my Savine deck. I was
No,
going
it
to give
was,
it to you.
I bought Savine.
You
wait.
bought it?
I
I
bought.
gave it to somebody. Okay, I'm speaking.
Yeah, I bought the, so I gave half that deck to Gavin. I basically like took all of the pieces out of that Savine deck that I wanted, and then Gavin was like, "Yo, can I have that?" And I was like, "You just have the rest." And like I gave him a Savine's Reclamation, I guess, that I should have probably held on to.
Ah, it's 30 cents now or something.
What, 30 cents?
Yeah, it's
Elf
cheaper.
is a really
It
fun
got reprinted
commander.
a bunch. Unless it went up again. But it got reprinted in the Commander Legends, didn't it?
Wait, this card is
Yeah.
$6.
Ah,
Wait,
whatever.
oh, it's actually cheap now. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, like I know that people have a lot of reservations about the way that Wizards have been designing for Commander, because I think 2 years in a row now they've printed something like 15% of all commanders available in each year. I think this year,
creatures is crazy. Even like the Lord of the Rings set alone brought a wild amount of legendary creatures.
yeah,
Yeah, but no battles.
yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no, for real. The one time they could have done it and made it even better than what the Invasion of Phyrexia could have done is bring
Made
it
it-
into the Lord of the Rings set.
It's
Yeah,
like not only
they
that, but
screwed
it's
up.
like so they gave us battles and they gave us specifically siege battle type, which means that they have plans, or they at least sat down in their studio and they were planned to be like, okay, well here's like I don't know another kind of battle type. Here's the Crusade battle type, even though they're probably never going to use that as a
But yeah,
as
like
a type.
yeah, guerrilla warfare battle.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever time they could have brought back horsemanship with it, you know?
Yeah.
Like the Radas of Rohan.
But they-
like,
But now it's like we're a year. Actually, are we more than a year? No, we're about half a year, right? What time
8.
did
I'm going to guess 8 months.
I will say that we were talking about the battle card type in I think our
Yeah.
second episode of our podcast, because we had
Yeah.
no idea what it did. So it was about a year ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a while. We're encroaching to like we're over half a year and probably encroaching close to a year now of like where's the rest of the battles?
Yeah,
No
it's-
other set, no release.
They did the same with Fortel. Fortel was such a cool mechanic, and they're
I
like,
loved
"Trash,
it. I loved Fortel.
Don't even look at it." And they just keep printing amazing. They made Dream Devourer, which was like one of the coolest
Yeah.
Fortel cards. They're like, it's not in any of the colors of the other Fortel stuff. Too bad if you don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what did you think of battles? Like when you were you? I guess battle was one of those things. Like the Atraxa card was previewed, and everybody was like, "What the fuck is a battle card?" So we all had like a good 30 days or something, or like multiple weeks of sitting around being like, "What is battles? What is it going to mean?" What was your impression on that card
I
type?
thought it was going to be something like similar to like Clash, like where you just like are flipping for CMC kind of thing.
Yeah. What
So
was
that would-
what was your what do you think of them in post?
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I don't really use them a lot and stuff. I haven't really found a place to put most of them into decks that I play, but there's lots of really cool ones, right? Like
Mhm.
they really slot into a lot of decks.
Yeah,
There's
there
a
was-
lot of them that are really mid, and then there's a couple of them. The card itself, and maybe it's part of why they didn't go back to it. The cards themselves are kind of just mid when you're looking at like the context of like the more competitive side of Magic, because they have so many steps to actually be able to like really gain their benefit.
What,
First you got to
Fortel?
play it, then you
No.
no
battle cards.
battle.
Oh.
Because like first you got to play it, you got to decide who's defending it, sort of thing. You have to try to actually get it to there, and then as soon as it flips, you got to hope that it's not just going to get insta removed. Like there's a lot that goes towards making them work, but it's like what is it? The battle for I think Segovia, the blue one, ETBs. You create 2 tentacles, or two
The mini
squids.
krakens, mini krakens.
The mini
Yeah,
Mini
Krakens.
krakens.
Spells really
As soon as you flip, all non-land all non-creature spells you have convoke, and it's like that's amazing.
that's a good
That's so amazing.
My favorite's the
Um,
one that I have in Shadrix, which is Invasion of Oshokazan, which basically
Mm-hmm.
checks for creatures that have dealt damage or have attacked get bolstered, which obviously my Shadrix just wants that.
Well, there was 2 of them that had competitive pedigree that were proven competitive
The
cards.
Wooburg one was really
Oh,
good
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
as well.
Invasion of Alara, I believe, was the 5-color one, and it was I think a part of it for a time. Standard. There was a deck that turboed it, or like as long as you could get it out, it created a loop and ended the game. And then there was in the Lord of the Rings Pro Tour, there was I think it might have been the Tron deck, the mono green Tron deck. There was the I think it was Invasion of Zendikar, the mono green one that gave you 2 lands on ETB. And yeah, that was like Topiary Stomper was in that deck.
Love it, card.
And it was just like a bunch of like green elements to just go big. And that made it into that deck made it into the top 8. So I do think it was a success, right? Like battle cards did have minor tournament pedigree. They were playable in standard. You do have news.
We do have news.
Uh-oh.
I'm just looking for.
I want that news desk.
Okay, so we're almost a year on this news. I'm surprised that I didn't hear this. According to Mark Rosewater, we won't see new battle cards until at least the start of 2025.
Boo.
Trash.
They really rematched that for. They ruined that for Lord of the Rings, though. They really should have produced one for Lord of the Rings. Like, how dare you?
He reminded players that Wizards works 2 years ahead.
Yeah.
We wanted to see how battles were received by the public before putting them in.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, but they whiffed on Lord of the Rings. Even one in there.
Wait,
they were so close to one another.
But the thing is, they didn't really whiff on Lord of the Rings. That was fire in all regards, right?
They whiffed on the battles for Lord of the Rings. Like, they would have been some of the craziest flavor to at least add more battles to at least the next couple of years, in which we're not going to see any, apparently, to the beginning of 2025.
Yeah.
To have even just a few for some of the most iconic battles coming out of Lord of the Rings in the book series is a failing. It's I think worse than the Secret Lair dinosaur derping. Like, they basically did that, but on a much more critical level. Like, and it's cool that maybe people going into the game probably don't have that kind of appreciation, but...
Sorry, what's that?
I was saying, I wish that battles functioned differently. I hate the idea that, like, that's not a battle. That's just me trying to attack something.
Yeah.
I really like the idea, like, had they printed it like, you cast it, you'll get the ETB, but whoever defeats the battle gets the flip side.
That would have been more favorable. Actually, that came up today, actually, in a spell table game where somebody played, it was the not the Convoke one. Which one was it? It was the one that gives all creatures unblockable or something like that. And it came up into debate, and we actually had to go on spell table, do a really quick, like we had to go into like the rule number 5805, like for interactions and stuff. I'm like, oh, the person playing the battle gets the benefit.
Yeah,
that
always
sucks, but also kind of makes sense. But also kind of why? That's unfortunate.
When we did our initial,
our first podcast, we kind of did our initial. Or it might have been our second podcast. Right at the beginning, we kind of threw out our ideas for that. What I had thought, and I still think that it would have been better, I thought specifically, because there was the other precon that was printed at the time, there was the new Atraxa, and then like one of the precons, the Rebel precon, had something to do, the wording was weird, and it's just like whenever you attack on, like, any turn that you attack, and something about that just read off weird. I thought battles initially were going to be an extra combat step on somebody else's turn. So it's like you attack and it itself would be like a response of just like, cool, you've attacked, now I get an attack on your turn.
God, I wish I could remember what card that was. You're right, because Brandon, you were the one that brought that up. It was one of the precons, the commander precons that mentioned
Othari and Naali.
I've got it here.
How do you spell it?
Was it Othari or?
No, it's it was Naali, Sun's Vanguard.
That's the face commander. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And a
Nayaali.
ALI. Naali. Oh my god. Naali, Scryfall, that always does the thing. There it is, and we'll hit the second screen. Naali, Sun's Vanguard.
Double strike.
Yeah, so this is the thing, like we're revisiting this because this was very confusing back when we were trying to figure this out. Whenever one or more tokens you control attack a player, exile the top card of your... During any turn you attacked with a token. That's why. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Whenever one or more tokens you control attack a player. So if your tokens get stolen by another player, then that's why this wording is like that.
Well, no, yeah.
No, but during any turn you attacked with a token.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the wording on this is so that you don't lose the things to exile. If you flip them over in exile and then 2 turns later attack with a token, you can still access those other ones.
Yeah.
Boys, I'm making this deck. I'm in love.
Now,
Oh yeah, I think I love this. I'm a big Prosper player, and I love Force Draw or Impulse Draw. I love it.
super fun, and so is the other commander, Othari, the experience counters in Boros. That spits out like creatures like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Man, yo, all I can think about is Crested Sunmare tokens. Ship them.
See, I might even just get this for the 99 for my Kaikar Brew. I think honestly, I think it's stronger than 99 for my Kaikar Brew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the wake of this and the weird wording, with them also announcing alongside it battles with the Atraxa, it was just kind of like, oh, it seemed like they were painting something to be like, oh, it's extra combats or some weird pseudo extra phase or
Like
something.
a side literal battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like,
interesting.
It seemed like that's what it was going to be, and they didn't. They gave us cool cards, but just another Modal card.
They don't like to print flip cards, so I don't know why they would print one and then hope it gets popular only to then complain that they're gonna not want to print flip cards.
I think it's because the fan base loves their flip cards.
They're nice.
Oh yeah. Especially when it comes to not all of the sets have had the most flavor or like the best.
I like to chalk this up to actually human error and
Yeah.
then somebody in management getting drunk, and unfortunately the ripple effect does happen.
Yeah.
True.
Hey guys, I think Golos is a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But don't blaspheme.
Golos should not die for the sins of.
I love what kills me too is I actually do appreciate the aesthetic, but once you've gone it or like what it does and everything, but once you've been pummeled by an omniscience out of nowhere, you're like, no.
Man, if you've cast Golos and you've spent the mana to spin the wheel and you hit a omniscience,
You okay?
like
Yeah.
let the player let him choose food. You know.
Yeah. What do you call
There's
it?
like
It's,
There's a meme that keeps going around where it's just like somebody blah blah like however many turns into a game, person casts omniscience, and then it's like, what are you gonna do now? It's like, honestly, I didn't think I was gonna get this far.
or like people who play expropriate. Good for you. It took work. Okay, unless you cheated it out with some kind of weird mechanic, but on average, someone's going to be paying 8 mana to get maybe a card that will potentially not work at all in their favor.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes like that, I'm like, okay, you deserve that.
Yeah.
I was playing like a normal Niv Mizzet game. I hard cast Omniscience with no cards in hand and no mana rocks. Not a mana rock. We're late in the game. Not a single mana rock. I hard cast it. No remaining mana, no card, and no draw. And the person I was playing with rage quit. They're just like, I didn't know I was playing against combo decks. I had nothing. The turn was over. I had an omniscience and an empty hand, and I had already tapped in
And you're just like, baby, come back, please.
It's amazing.
Up in this, I'm not playing against a combo deck, and I was like, all right, cool, I guess.
Sick.
And then I just continued to lose the game to the other 2 players who didn't quit because they're like, all right, you have an omniscience. What are you doing? Nothing.
Okay, congratulations. How many cards in hand? All right.
Yeah, that should be your next T-shirt. I play omniscience. Pass.
Or I'm omniscient? Question mark. Bow to my omniscience.
All right. Well, we've taken up an hour and a half of your time. Is there something?
Is there anything on your mind that you're itching to talk about or to bring up?
So many things. No, I just I definitely am interested in playing more games with you guys and seeing a little bit more of the play styles.
We'll make it happen. Don't worry. We have nothing but fun with y'all. So.
And yeah, no, it's I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I do think that it was an interesting thing to discuss proxies because, like you said, the people are just rough on the internet. It's just like, oh, you can't do this, and everything you see like in Reddit posts is just like, I can't believe that this person did this and it wrecked my whole night. Like it's all, am I the asshole?
Not
post.
enough
And
fair.
everyone, every side of it
emotionally-
is the asshole in this. It's
Yeah, not enough emotionally aware basis of comparisons out there. You know, like it takes a lot of experience. You know, you got to go out there. You got to challenge yourself. You got to experience these things. You got to hear people and their experiences as to why they're proxying or not. You're like, okay, are you starving? At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Are you starving and still want to play the game? do you have a right to play the game even though you don't have money? Like that,
Yeah.
again, like my soccer
also-
analogy, right? Like it's.
I have kind of a rhetorical question for the topic as well,
Ooh.
since we're kind of at the end here. What is the value level of a proxied card upon which people care? If I proxy a basic
Ooh.
forest, do you give a shit? If I proxy a 30-cent card, do you give a shit? Or is it
Basis
only once we start hitting like the 50
of
to 100
comparison.
I could tell you my personal experience of that, because I got like we'll cycle back to the conversation we were having before. I got to the point where I was like, man, I don't like what I'm seeing in my play group, that there's a disparity of dollars spent and like availability, right? I like some people have access to better cards and they're just like sort of pub stomping, and some people just don't, right? And like so I took it on like, as fucking Robin Hood. I was like, I'm gonna print hundreds of dollars of proxies.
confetti cannon approach.
Yeah, I confetti cannon. I was just like, all right, here's dual lands, fetch lands, fucking
Senseis for everyone.
guys cradle, like demonic tutor, vampiric tutor. Like I just started like flooding the play group with like, hey, if you want to like play with these cards, just play with them.
Yeah.
And
And it had an effect on us, by the
it
way.
was like a
definitely
good
did.
6 months of like, I guess the power level of the group went up. And
Oh, yeah.
then what you're talking about, Brandon, we reached a fucking wall where Guy's Cradle was the first card where people were like,
Yeah.
we're not
That's
doing Guy's
bullshit.
Cradle anymore. No, like, like that's the one we're banning.
There's only like 2 people playing decks where it's actually good and it's broken as
I find it so funny that Guy's Cradle was the one, because it's like,
Yeah.
Well,
man, that
combo
card
with
is
it,
good
that's why.
50% of the time. Right?
60% of the time, it's good 100%.
That's
I like-
all games, period. Ah, man.
For what you were saying too, a good thought experiment is this. Let's say that Brando spends $5 per proxy, gets 100 proxies at $5, really pimp the deck out. And let's say that I just really get along with Brady and decide I'm giving Brady my collection. Brady spent $0. Brady spent no money on it whatsoever.
But they're all real cards.
Exactly, but like you've spent, you're $5,000 deep on these fake cards. You've still outspent an enormous amount, but like the value is, again, it doesn't matter what I paid for a card is an irrelevant factor. Again, I'm not out here buying a foil Cradle right now. No way, no chance. It's not happening. But I have one, right? Like it's, you know what I mean? Like does what I spent on it like make it a different? No, like I wouldn't. Again, the same thing. I've owned dual lands and stuff for a long time. I'm not buying duals right now for $1,100. No way.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just what I spent on it is an irrelevant factor. It's, are you having fun? And,
Exactly.
yeah,
100%
Yeah.
to the day
That's
I
what-
die.
That's what I appreciate
Yes.
about you. I do very much respect, like, you, like, not by your own choice. You're in a position where, like, you just have been a part of the game for a long time. And the power struggle of the material value of it is, like, irrelevant. The game matters so much that it's like, and that's what I see when I look at Twitter or fucking Facebook, and people are just like, man, like, I just don't think that you should be able to play those cards if you didn't pay them. It's like, what? Are you going to the store to play Magic, or are you going to the store to flex? Which one are you going to the store for?
There's a lot of blue players out there who don't even play the game. Stop it.
I play Time Twister. Even if you want to, go into your LGS and try buy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are they? They're not there.
No,
Yeah.
they're
You know what I mean? Like, you're not putting that in a case. I'll tell you that right now.
Yep.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's- Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah. Yeah, even when it comes to like certain common or like certain cards that are generally readily available but aren't, it's like what? It's not Catacomb Sifter. It might be Catacomb Sifter. One Eldrazi, Demir Eldrazi that does an effect on landfall. I spent months upon months looking for a copy because nobody had it, and it's just like, if this wasn't even like a mythic or a legendary, it's not even like a $800 card. It's like this thing's like $5, and I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like, literally, I put Howling Mine in every deck.
It's those buttholes out there buying every single copy, Brandon, okay? They exist. Those are the enemies.
Yeah.
Stop buying
yeah,
up
there's-
cards, you millionaires. Ah!
The popularity of the game is just like there's not enough stock of it in general for what people want to play, and there's not really a solution to like the dual lands thing other than like either you proxy it in the format that it works, or you just tell everyone in the play group like sucks to suck, you don't have one.
Yep.
Play your slightly worse ones or slower ones that I also have access to.
Yeah.
As again, it always comes down to a basis comparison. You know, like if you understand what it is, like, you know, like you for sure play with the Power 9. Like, you know, most people don't know that. You know, like sure, go ahead, Proxy, feel it out.
One thing that I
sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, like, or if you are committed to this, do it the hard way. Only ever buy your cards. Only ever play with those players out there who only ever buy their cards. Find your family, find your tribe, sure, whatever. But at the end of the day, I think most of those players are going to be more financially destitute or desperate and upset by their choices than maybe people who are able to find just a shred of genuine joy in this world and didn't spend $800 on a single piece of paper.
Well, I'll speak to my it was actually in the Twitch chat here earlier. I know Brandon, you were interacting with
A little bit.
in regards to me playing Proxy CEDH at the tournament coming up.
Yeah.
I plan to go to Saskatoon with a proxied CEDH deck.
Yeah.
Because I've heard that like CEDH as a format is generally pretty humble and like open to playing proxies. Now,
Gonna have to, I think.
what I want to do in regards to recording this little like story arc is I want to go. Of course I'm going to sit down and be like, "Are you guys cool with proxies?" And if the table's like, "Nah," then I'm out. Like I'm not going to. Right? That's the Rule 0 thing. Even in CDH, I think the proxy thing. Like, but I have a feeling that it's not really going to matter, and it's not like CEDH at the face-to-face Saskatoon event isn't a sanctioned Wizards thing. It's just. It's firing pods of CEDH for people to enjoy playing against other people, right? So I don't feel bad about bringing proxies there. I just like the deck, the list that I want to put together for Elsha is $11,700. Like I'm not gonna spend $11,500.
Not when you have a child.
Yeah, to
And
drive
you
to
have to feed
Saskatoon
yourself.
and play against 2 pods of people. Like I'm gonna proxy it because
Let's even say you did spend that money. It would be financially irresponsible to just take $11,000 to a different province with you and then like just slap it on the table with strangers and be like, this is fine. I'm going to win $50 with this. Like
not even.
You know what I mean? Like you might win like $10 in store credit for winning your like,
I'll get
I'm not a financial advisor. Let me say that straight out right now, but it's not wise financially to do this.
Yeah, like if I happen to clutch a win, which is very unlikely being the newbie at the CEDH table, I might win 50 prize tickets.
Sorry to cut you off here for a second, Tanner, but
Yeah.
what did we learn after the last face-to-face event?
What did I learn?
What did we learn about not assuming that you're just going to win every game that you sit down to play? What happened? What happened?
Were you on a heater?
No, day one. No, the leading up to the September face-to-face event, anytime Tanner talked about trying to compete in the Pioneer event, I'm just like, oh yeah, and so like when you win, and he always just kind of like that face he's making right there of just like the, oh, but I don't know, like the humble. It's like, oh, I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked. Like, oh, I don't know. It's like, no, you never not had it. So day one comes, he plays, he gets his booty kicked. But day 2 comes, he sits down, and what happened, Tanner? What happened?
I believe you spanked Woody.
I went undefeated.
Exactly.
I went on a heater the second day, which was like probably I'll chase that dragon for the rest of my career in Magic. That was the best feeling ever because I went in passionate but humble, and I just so happened to, man, like it feels really good when you're sitting down after months of like it was months of mental preparing and like
Yeah.
Dude, playing with a paper life pad is so stressful because like it took until day 2 for me to realize which side of the column was me because I'm not used to playing like with a paper pad to like track my life total in a competitive setting, and it took until the last match for me to get an entire round without making a mistake. And yeah, it was intoxicating.
I
Like,
think there's like a Sith Lord up in the Wizards of the Coast Illuminati office. He's like, yes, keep them writing on pieces of paper.
right.
Keep them on their toes.
probably had a demon on my shoulder just being like, we're going to give him a
Let them
3-0.
suffer.
We'll give him a 3-0 here, and then he's going to scrub out for the rest of his life.
What I was going to say, the last thing is just for like for being able to power decks up, one of the things I found the best is I just let anyone who wants to use like the snow duels from Call Time that enter tapped as just duels.
Yeah.
Play them just as duels. They don't enter tapped in Commander. That's how.
Yeah.
Love that as a rule 0, and now you have dual land. Play the game.
Oh yeah, that's so smart.
And honestly, like one land slot being untapped is like so minimal in regards to what that does for the power level of your deck.
Yeah.
It's not like the fact that you can, like your fetch lands will search for an untapped duel that doesn't cost you 2 life. That's not the game decision. It's not. It never really works out to.
True life in Commander's nothing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Shocklands are not like even Mana Crypt. A lot of times I feel like I've taken 20 plus damage off a Mana Crypt before. I have, and I didn't feel like that Mana Crypt was why I died or whatever, right?
I remember seeing somebody was playing an Asterion deck on Spell Table, and then somebody and they had like a turn 1 Mana Crypt and everything, and then Buddy was able to get Asterion out turn 4, and guy who was playing Mana Crypt was like, oh no. Like it just the subtling like read that on and like this isn't gonna work in my favor. No. Like any amount of like life cost from anybody, and unless his Asterion Brew was designed around wound reflection, everything that could do wound reflection, like so it was.
That's a good strategy, man. Like it comes out of nowhere and it hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything else we want to touch on, or do you want to plug anything, Dan? You got anything that's not secretive that you want to plug?
Not that I can plug yet for that stuff, but yeah, into the 99. Come check out the games and stuff. We'll be doing, like we had discussed a little bit. We'll probably do some games that go up on our channel, some that go up on yours.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Swapcast. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're moving our studio temporarily to my space, so we'll be able to record in the
neighbors.
Oh yeah,
'cause
you guys are close.
Because we live on the other side of the freeway there.
Yeah, you two
you're-
live like a 5-minute walk from one another, and that for us here at the very far northeast of the city is intense.
Yeah, good. It's your guys.
Calgary is way too humongous.
Time for you
Oh my
guys to
goodness.
travel halfway across the city to come play.
Yeah, it's your time. It's your dawn.
Well, personally, I'm really looking forward to coming to the debaucherous Into the 99 den and playing some games with you cats, because from what I've seen, it's top notch. Again, I recommend highly. Check out the channel, check out the podcast. You guys do incredible deck techs, incredible gameplay, and like I said, like I don't know, many podcasts ago, like when stumbling upon you guys at the face-to-face event, legendary smiles, absolute, like just top-notch energy.
Yeah,
We love you guys.
yeah, you guys are amazing.
Thank you guys very much. And
Add
thanks
that
for having me.
baritone, Dan. Keep that up. You need to create like a sub channel for yourself where it's like Dan, like ASMR, where you're just like talking deck tech, you know.
This week,
Here, I'm gonna touch my deck.
Just let him
today.
talk.
this week on the podcast, we are going to
Yes. OnlyFans?
It's one of the comments I get all the time on our stream thing is that I have to make an OnlyFans for my forearms, and it makes me laugh every time. I don't know who it is or who does it, but they're just like, you should just post those pictures. I was like, don't do that. Don't talk like this in the stream.
It's an anonymous tip. Just the
it makes
tip.
me laugh every time, yeah.
And that's our show.
That's our show, everybody.
Right on.
Yeah,
Thanks
no,
for
this is
joining us.
this
Thank
has
you
been
so
fun.
much for joining us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you guys have do you have a website, or is it just push people to your YouTube?
No, yeah, into the 99.com.
Yeah, right. Go to the website. That will feed you to everywhere, everything that these guys do. And guys and girls, I mean, you guys, you have is it your wife that does the
Yeah, she
camera
does all the-
controlling? Yeah. Mad respect to the production of all of the
When
things.
she's doing it, she's like, I'm like, ugh. Like spider finger people from like Ghost in the Shell. That's what she's doing. I'm like, wow.
She works in like production and stuff, right? Like she does
cool.
like media.
Oh,
So-
it shows.
Yeah, so for her it's so brainless to sit and do the camera stuff, but I'm like, every time I'm just so happy.
It's a skill.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, and does a hell of a good job too. I mean, so I guess on that note, we'll send off. I guess this is the 11th. This is our first podcast of 2024.
Yeah,
It sure is.
celebrating 300 new subs.
Oh yes, yeah, we forgot to say we're finally.
We forgot to say this. Oh my goodness.
We
Guys.
broke 300.
Yes.
As of current count, we're at 304.
Woo.
And over 2,000 watch hours,
Nice.
which is
To what did
I
Dan
can't-
also pointed out, apparently we have a big following in Angola. Looking at you, South Africa.
awesome. The fact that our content so far has been watched for over 2,000 hours kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, we're not that interesting.
We're not exactly. That's exactly.
Fun, yeah. No, that's
Alright.
definitely congrats on the milestone. You guys are killing it, and it's especially for that. I thought you guys just spontaneously broke into the scene, and you're like, we're just killing it. But Brady was saying that you guys put a lot of planning into it, and it does really, really show.
Grind.
Yeah, it
the
was-
grind is real.
it was a-
We've been doing this the
it was
hard
a-
way.
It was a few months of me and Brady, and then it was half a year of me, Brady, and Tanner of just trying to get things organized and work. Like
Yeah.
we started the beginning of 2023. Well, we were planning before then, but we started doing stuff at the beginning of 2023, and it wasn't until June of 2023 that we actually launched anything.
I wish I had that patience to sit and work things out that way. I'm just like, we'll hit record. See what
We're doing
happens.
the long game.
Yeah, that was definitely me. I was just like, guys, shut up. Like, shh. Like, we need to refine the project, and like,
Yeah.
and like both Brady and Brandon were just like, what are we doing? But no, like it takes a village, right? Like I would have kept this on the back burner for another year, waiting for it to be to like the quality standard. But it got to the point where it was just like, okay, we need to release, otherwise this feels like it's not like worth the headache. And it was good because the release is what really pushes you further.
Yeah.
And the reception, the way people receive us, it's honestly so humbling. It's really like I'm a weirdo. I put a target on my back all the time, and people love me for it. So hopefully, and my boy's keeping me in check. I won't take things too far. But again, thank you so much to everyone to our 300 follower mark. This is amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
Right on. All right.
All right, let's end this, boys.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.
See you guys later. Thanks for coming, Dan.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
All right, bye guys.
Stop recording. Oh, okay, I hate you both.
Oh, I had to burp.
Done. You all suck.
All right. And now that we're done recording,
I'm sorry, there was so
all
much
you
audio
people
dissonance
still
with
hanging
these
on
headphones.
Twitch.
I did the amount
These
of times I was
clothes
interrupting you.
are
I'm
just
so sorry.
too much.
Oh my god.
Listen, it's the new Twitch TOS. Apparently, we're just allowed to go full
No,
naked
they
now or
reverted
something.
that. They reverted
know.
that in like days.
Was it paying money?
know.
What do you just decided? No, I'm going to do as much as I can to ruin that for everyone.
Actually, no. Like what? Dan, do you know who Pay Money Wubby is? Twitch streamer. Okay, so he's
Just a
like
commentarist.
he's a Twitch streamer that he was a YouTuber, created like funny content, ported over to Twitch, became like one of the top 50 earning Twitch streamers. Like he's a substantially large content creator.
Yep.
He was like into collecting Magic and has recently started playing, and because of that, like all of a sudden there's like this massive YouTube creator that's like very risque and like offside, that he's also like just made millions and millions of dollars on Twitch. So he's just blowing his load buying boxes of like Arabian Nights and Revised and Beta, and he's buying shit from like Beckett that's like in slabs and like cracking it open and ripping it open like on stream, because he's just spending so much money opening rare Magic product. But he's in the middle of this weird renaissance of like he's exposing the scam market of like vintage Magic, because everything he's been buying lately has been like, okay, we're gonna do a revised box opening, or we're gonna do a beta pack opening, and then he opens it up and it's like he's got it insured, he's got it like everything properly documented, and then he opens it up and it's like a bunch of fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and like he did.
Do you know how those packs were made? Like, have you ever opened those packs?
No, I haven't opened any vintage product.
They were packaged like shit, and you can pull the packs up and see what the cards are. You can
Yeah.
slide the cards in.
So he had
So
a beta pack that was in a slab, and it was a graded 10. It was a Gem Mint 10 beta pack, and he cracked it open and opened it on stream. But he said, he was like, the only way to be confident about a pack is if it's in the box and a sealed box, because the minute it's a loose pack, you can sort of map it.
Yeah. Well, you're never gonna see like the sad thing is you're never gonna see like Power 9 stuff
Yeah.
cracked, because like it's too valuable to be like sitting in packs. No one's just sat on it for this long. Like it is, those are dead and gone. And like all your alpha, the amount that are just lost to time and garages and stuff is just a bummer.
Yeah. Also, the funny thing is, I don't know, maybe I'll find this video and link it to you, but he did open a box of Arabian Nights. Or was it Arabian? I can't, it was what was the set that
Arabian
had
Nights, yeah.
capture of Jingzhou?
Yeah.
Is that Arabian Nights? And Imperial Seal?
I don't know if that.
Oh, Portal?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a. Portal,
So
yeah.
he opened a box, maybe it was Portal, and like he hit like multiples of every of the big hits that he was looking to hit. And still like I think he paid like $14,000 for the box and got about like $5 or $6 grand worth of value, even with like all of the hits that you wanted to hit. I don't
The value's in the allure of the what could be in the box, you know?
I know, but like I'm so blown away by how this like how can it be worth that amount of money? Like it's almost like the value of buying the unopened box is the value of the maximum amount of pull that you could pull. Like there's no risk from the.
Well, you're buying it for like the legend of having it, right? Like it's not so much what you'll open. It's that like it's the I have a sealed pack of alpha, right? I've got a sealed box. That's more impressive than whatever you could pull out of the sealed box.
Yeah, so like 3 of the videos that he's done recently have turned out to be scams, and luckily every single one of them he had it insured and like he was able to get his refund back. But now he's like, because he's been hit so hard, he's become like the bad guy, where he's like, I'm coming for every single piece of sealed product there is. I'm gonna open it all.
Good. That's the I hated Wizards like, oh yeah, like we actually put these old cards in and they're not reprints.
Oh right.
We found them in the warehouse. Wink wink.
Yeah, that was Legends cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were legit though, weren't they?
Yeah, well, I don't know. They say they were legit. I think it's weird that they just mystically, for their anniversary, found a bunch of unopened boxes.
Yeah, they said they found a pallet.
I mean, when they would turned into like them, the pallets upon pallets or the shipping containers filled with Magic product that were just dumped, like legitimately thrown in a dump. I kind of believe that they did just find the pallet. To be honest, they're just like, okay, wait a second, let's go check the storeroom. Go check the back corner.
Oh yeah, did you hear about the
dump?
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of Modern Horizons 2 that didn't sell, or it just ended up in a fucking landfill.
Yeah,
I wish.
Take my soul there. I will dig through all the trash. I will risk
like,
every single hepatitis. Okay, give me that cardboard.
Sorry, what was that?
I was saying, Lord, I've seen what you do for other people. Let me have this, please.
Yeah, right. I mean, like, can you imagine? There was probably whatever landfill that was, like in Seattle or something. Probably
if
like
a booster pack. If I just was walking on the street and I found a booster pack, I would talk about it for the next week. Like, this was so cool, guys. I found a booster pack. I cracked the Magus of the Wheel and it sucked, but I'd be like, I look at what I found.
Yeah. Well, that's like, oh yeah, that's like our one buddy. Our one buddy Taylor it now belongs to Tanner's wife, Callie. He was just on the bus one day and he found a full, like, still in the not in the box but still in the plastic packaging Dragon deck.
That's pretty sick.
This deck box right here. Actually, it was a precon Dragon sleeved up, just on the bus.
Just on the bus.
Oh, my grasshopper Aiden did that once. Yeah. It sucks. You know, you buy something, you leave it on the bus. You're like, learning.
Losing stuff like that would be a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Especially
heartbreaking.
looking at it now. What is Ur Dragon? Did he?
I think it's
the
like
price-
$40.
The price just came down because they reprinted it with the horrendous side profile.
Well, yeah, but the original. I thought the original went up after that, didn't it?
Yo, this one I like though.
Your
This
your
one?
podcast moment. Yeah. So
Never
the one
I'll give you
new
that.
commander print, Dan, that does slap. I think slaps so freaking hard is
one?
Micaeus. That deserves so much respect.
Hold on. Micaeus, M-A...
Yeah, the new
Micaeus
Commander
Valor.
Legends Micaeus. It's the side profile. He's like looking like this, it's just perfectly gothy and spooky. It reminds me of Resident Evil 4.
Oh damn, guys, that makes me sad. Ur Dragon's really down. We went from 81. We went from 81 at the beginning of the year. It's like $20.
That's rough.
That's
Secret
so-
Lair
Look at that.
Micaeus
Isn't
is
that
sick, and
awesome?
I'm gonna buy that.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, the Micaeus is really nice.
it's the
Are you-
only one that I'm convinced is amazing. Like I cried when I saw Kaikar. I was like, why?
Yeah, what's
that-
that, Dan?
Why?
They're dirty. I would say, have you seen Secret Lair Micaeus? I'm just seeing this now.
Oh, I own it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one
Yes.
from the Kellogg's set.
Oh, On next week's episode, Brady gets robbed.
Which one is it? I'm trying to look for it here.
Hey, if you got that Micaeus, I'll trade. Hell yeah.
Go on. Keep going. Right there to the left. Down.
Yeah, no, go down. Boof. Go down. Right there.
Wait.
Down.
Go down.
What are you doing?
Right there.
He's got a gold hat. There he is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Secret Lair drop.
Yeah, it looks really good too. But honestly, I much prefer the side profile. If you got that version, Dan, I'll trade for you.
Which one? The side profile one?
Yeah, if you have that one, I'll trade you for this version I have.
I'll buy you one.
Is this a date?
I'll make that deal anytime.
I'll
That's
cook.
Secret Lair.
Oh, Micaeus is only 14 now too. That makes me sad.
Oh, this
15?
year's
It got reprinted out the butt.
for
A lot of my
price.
commander decks actually went
Yeah.
down in price after this Commander Legend set came out. It was actually insane. Like at least $200 on average for all my decks. I went from like averaging $800 a deck to like
my
400.
slivers are still worth money, right?
It was a good phase, but at this point you're like, okay, well I can actually afford some cards. Like I bought my first went out of my way to buy Doubling Season. It feels good when you can do that. You know.
Okay. This dude
Oh,
looks like he
yeah.
is dangerous.
Yeah, right. I was at Ogre's Den the other day, and they had a foil Doubling Season for $45.
Ooh, Emery has
Really?
one. Emery has a version I really want.
Dude, when we were at face to face,
I want it so bad.
we were at face to face Calgary. There, I went to one of I think it was the Fusion Gaming cabinet, and I got a Fiery Emancipation for $5.99.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It was the Enchanting Tales. Like the
That was such a wild thing to do, just for no reason. They had no business doing it, and they're just like, "What if we just did? What if we just gave a insane amount of reprints for no reason whatsoever?"
and the doubling season in that one was like
Better than the other. They ruined Commander Master sales by announcing that they were redoing Doubling Season again as just
Yeah.
a free include
And
with
then-
better artwork.
is that
Awesome.
not a Ravnica card? Like they then had Ravnica remastered or whatever, and like
Yeah.
they just printed doubling season twice.
See, here's what they're doing, and this is why I like what they're doing. They know they're making their money regardless, especially after the whole Hasbro buyout. Regardless of the decisions they've been making, Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro knows that they're making money, and it sucks that they know that they're making money because they're making stupid choices now. But they're doing something that's kind of good for the fan base in a kind of counterpoint to the whole proxy debate that we had today. They're devaluing all of these high value cards that people have been sought after for forever, and it's like, oh, all of a sudden now these things that have been staples for forever are affordable or more affordable.
That's true.
Yep.
It's like I think because they just did Parallel Lives, and I think they've either announced or it's out of the Ravnica, we're getting Parallel Lives again.
Again? What? Well, okay. I am fine with that. I'm not I understand if you're sitting on a really expensive collection,
Yeah.
you can be like affected by massive amount of reprinting because then the value of what you've purchased and
Yeah.
invested in goes down. I empathize. I feel
Same.
but the game being more accessible to more people from Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro's perspective is what grows the company more, right?
Yeah.
The reserve list
that and it-
was like
that and it
an
helps
early.
everybody.
The reserve list was an early nod to like
Yeah.
high-end collectors,
Yeah.
and they've maintained that nonstop. But and that'll never change. Like even the Air Force One Mercy knows.
Hey, episode's coming up.
Yeah, Brady. I to derail. I do want to build this commander. Yeah. Well, actually, I wanted to talk about this with you, Daniel, because you did Elucin.
Yeah.
Elucin is not legal, but you built multiple versions of this commander.
Yeah, I play tons of illegal shit all the time.
Yeah. I've been inspired. Like I've always wanted. I've been bitching at Wizards or whatever to like, why isn't Crested Sunmare fucking legendary? But like, why? I should just build it. I should just build
There's
it.
do you know who like Meriadoc is in just the card, like the halfling Meriadoc?
Meriadoc? No. Is that from
Lord of
Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings. I have like a legal pairing that's Meriadoc and Rosie, and it's one of my favorite decks of all time. It's just like two cards. They don't have partner. I play them as if they do, and it's so fun to play.
Do you think, Dan? Do you think this is feasible? So I'm thinking about this comparing right now. It's the Gisela and Bruna Eldritch Horror version. I saw the recent Secret Lair versions of them, and I was like, oh my god! And I'd want that to be like an illegal partner pairing.
Oh, interesting.
commander.
I have the OGs.
That's actually a really good idea. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do like an illegal pairing as like the meld version of two pieces, like as a partner.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I think it'd be fun. It's just an angel in the command zone.
Yeah, big scary one eventually. Yeah.
They're all pretty good, right? All the meld versions on their backsides are really, really good, right?
Look at
will-
look at what the two silly halflings do together. I think they're like such a fun pairing.
Yeah, so Meriadoc is whenever one or more halflings you control attack a player, create a food token.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and then the other one is Rosie.
Rosie Cotton,
Oh, that's the one that
Rosie.
goes infinite with Herd Bailiff, right?
Herd Baloth, and Scurry Oak.
Yeah. Gross. Love it. I actually love that combo. It's in my Vivian Oathbreaker deck. Not Rosie, but
So yeah,
I've
can I book a mentor session to learn how to play Elsha in CDH?
Oh yeah, I'll play CDH stuff anytime.
Because yeah, I think like I just need the reps. I just
Sick.
need to. What you're all
focus.
blurry. Well, you've got the filter on. You got the blur filter. It doesn't see a face.
Oh, that's right. Everybody's gonna get to see my messy bed. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Twitch.
there's like used napkins everywhere. Jackson Pop checks just in case.
No. Well, yeah, I'm gonna. It wasn't checking for the napkins. It was checking what other trash I have around. I got a couple McDonald's cups kicking around here.
Yeah, support your local McDonald's.
What are those sealed precons up there?
That is.
Oh, you both have
you're
sealed
talking to me,
precons.
you're talking to Dan.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
they
talking to
both
Dan.
do. Yeah.
His aren't blurred.
Just some pre-con stuff.
Just the precons, no sweat. Don't worry about it.
It is the 40K ones, and then
Yeah. I want to make that a good commander.
Oreo ones,
And then it flips.
and then add more up there. I have Strixhaven's ones, the New Capenna one.
Bunch of nerds. What do we got here? We got music
The New
equipment.
Capenna stuff.
So
I really need to get on building this angel deck.
man, I'm so into the idea of just doing the illegal pairing stuff.
It's fun.
I haven't tried it yet.
It's really fun. I built all the Nephilim.
Oh, we got
that's cool.
Ryan. Hi, Ryan Weiser.
The Nephilim are super fun commanders. I like them. They should have been legendary.
Yeah, I've heard Brady rant about this many times.
We did a whole episode on like a big list of things that I think should be legendary.
Yeah, you should add Crescent Sunmare to that list.
Nephilims. The Nephilim should have been printed as legendary, 100%.
And Regal Bunnycorn.
No.
I know Tanner doesn't agree, but
No, I agree. I say no as well.
Regal Bunnycorn is
put-
templated. To me, it's templated as a 4 of in a 60 card format. It doesn't seem like a commander.
Yeah, well, you know what? Neither does Crested Sunmare, so eat that, Tanny boy.
Tani.
Why can't I go to my user? I have to open it. It's hating.
Also, I disagree. For a 2-drop, power and toughness are each equal to the number of non-land permanents you control. That's a Voltron commander and a half. Oh yeah, buddy. That's better than half the
Speaking
Voltron
of-
commanders that already exist.
Yeah, the commanders, by the way, I spent 2 hours working on that Pauper commander, convinced of its wording, and then I was like, oh wait, when one or more cards go into your graveyard from your library, I was like, no, my dreams.
You want to see
I was so upset.
fucking PDH commander? This thing slaps.
Oh, Viscopa, that's just a combo piece.
Vizcopa and is it Guild Mage?
There's totally
Yes.
there's already that always goes infinite in Pauper. That's rude.
I know, like Pauper Commander is surprisingly a spicy format. It's incredible that you can restrict you can take all of the uncommons and rares out of the entire legacy of Magic, and Commander is still a busted format with the command zone.
Yeah.
Having a command zone is busted.
Yeah.
Take a look in the chat there. I just sent you a link, like the Discord chat there.
How do I? Oh my god! Pop out full screen. How do I show chat? There it is. Illegal options. Visit site. Let's go.
Architect, I love this website.
All right, we're looking
Honestly, I
at.
finally started using it.
Is it a deck named illegal options?
No, these are just things that I think are fun to play as commanders or like paired together.
Oh,
Like
Dakon.
yeah, Triska Decaphile and what's the blue one as well? That's a really fun pairing.
Ankle
bring
Shanker,
your
look
Blue
at
Dawn?
you there, Gavin. Yeah.
Love Triskaidekaphile.
You may pay Wooburg rather than
Mollusk
pay.
and Quasit, I agree. Bone Miser, I agree. Dream Devourer, I agree. Oh, we just talked about him. Deuce of Calamity. That's I just took that out of a deck of mine. Honestly, it's rude. Elder Brain. Ew, of course you would.
Elderbrain. Hold on.
Of
Elder
course you would.
Brain. I play it in my Henzi deck.
You
It's so
degenerate.
much
I love
fun.
you.
It's so good.
Oh my
It's,
god.
nothing is more salt-inducing. Even though people get to draw a new hand, I've never seen people more angry than just being like, "I get your hand. Draw a new hand. I get your old one."
Right?
Where'd it go? I might have zoomed in too much.
I can't remember who we were playing against. We were playing against one of our friends, and they specifically, it was like turn. We were
my-
like turn 3 or 4.
Grabbing a
We were already in
squirrel.
it, but they back to back. They demonic tutored and then vamp tutored, and then like they had both their cards. They didn't play them on their next turn, and then I elder brained them, and I got both those cards. And they're like, "Are you kidding me?" And I'm like, "What?
Wait,
You were."
so you sort of wheel their hand?
Yeah, you wheel their hand, but then you get their hand.
my God.
And you can, even once Elderbrain leaves the battlefield, as long as those cards remain exiled, you may cast them. So you get a free hand. You get a free extra set of cards. It's so busted.
I want to see this used somehow. In a Golgari deck with Food Chain.
You know what, Brady? For you, I'll make it.
If you scroll down a little bit, Everstrike, that's a really, really fun one to
Oh yeah.
play.
Ooh, Hateful Eidolon, really?
Everstrike.
Interesting.
Oh.
Dan, you potster. I love this. My nips are so hard right now, they could cut glass.
+2/+2 for each aura attached to it, so it's. I mean, yeah, like it's pretty Voltron. It's a
That's
flyer.
pretty sweet. That's Uriel from Naya Colors.
Return it from your graveyard to play.
Flying.
You may put an aura card with converted Mechanicus X or less from your hand.
That's pretty
Wait,
sweet.
if you don't remove it from the game, so you can't do the ability unless you have something in hand to pair
Yeah,
it
you
with.
have aura into play with
Yeah.
it.
Cool. I don't. Where the fuck is this card from?
That's from Larwin. That's
Oh.
the third. I think that was the second chapter of it when it first came out.
Okay,
The Evening Star.
I feel like the cards that you guys have been exposing me to tonight, like the art is insanely gorgeous.
Oh, I know. I love it.
Wow.
I would love to return to this plane. You know, like bring back Ashling or something. I don't know. Oh God, so many good cards came from this
Even-
set. We had Wither. Oh,
Even just the composition of this fucking piece of art is so beautiful. Like the foreground shadow, the enlarged sun or moon behind, and like
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's a gothy Shenron.
this is a
TPC
piece of
fans out there
art
for
that
you.
I would kill to have on my wall.
Whenever
This
I
is
build decks like this, I put like a second commander that would work into it. Like
Yeah.
so, Killian's the alternate commander for this.
Killian? I
Yeah.
love him as a commander is one of my favorite brews I've ever seen, including Recursion. Oh, so
Hey,
cool.
Brady,
What?
what do you see me hold?
Dragon Ball.
You're not supposed to show our toys on the camera.
I have the 1-star Dragon Ball.
I know what it was. I saw what it was.
I'm Shenron's on his way. I'm summoning him as soon as I get the other ones.
I made a ball gag joke there. Patra, why is
damn
this
it, Brady.
illegal? This is illegal.
So
So
Yes.
some of these are illegal pairings, and Hapatra and Scorpion God.
oh,
Yes, I love it.
okay.
Done?
Oh my
Thank you
God.
for finding a place for Scorpion God to fucking exist, because like
poor boy.
he's the one
Yeah.
our devastation god that just doesn't
Do anything?
really.
But if you build Hapatra and Scorpion God, super fun deck. Hans Eriksson and Safi Eriksdotter together.
I've seen that one actually online.
That's really fun.
Wait, hold on. Hapatra. Okay, I've got a foil Hapatra that I got from like the very like one of the first
Hey.
packs of Magic that I ever opened.
Hey. You hand that beautiful girl over to me. I've got a Hapatra deck, you son of a bitch.
It's probably worthless.
I don't care.
It's $15.
Damn.
I mean, it is a CEDH commander. Like it does get played a lot.
So
I like
hold on. No, $5.
Mark. It was a great
It's
card.
$4.87.
Generally, like, Hapatra, like it's kind of weak. You got to get in, right? But with
Yeah.
the Scorpion, like in the command zone with it, it's just really fun.
Okay.
You're in green, you have a mana sink to actually use your mana.
I actually am so inspired right now because the Locust God is my favorite deck I've ever had the pleasure of piloting. The Scarab God is very, very capable, and I would like to build Scarab God.
Scarab God's a blast, yeah.
Yeah, but like Scorpion God was just like trash in Commander. It just
There's
like
a lot of those
it
gods
was
in
never really useful in 99, and it was never useful in the command zone.
Lich Lord of Unks is a really, really fun zombie commander.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, you create. Oh no! Wait a second. I was thinking of the one that becomes a copy of a creature in your. Oh, that card. The tokens are worth like $8 each. Oh my goodness. They're super rare.
Hey,
That's
for
an
the
ex-
next
that's an-
podcast,
that's an
let's-
expensive
our
card,
next our next jokey putting the pressure on Wizards because they're never going to take us seriously.
Oh,
Let's throw it out there that Wizards, why the hell don't you reprint these goddamn tokens that everybody needs?
Fuck, right? Sliver tokens, please.
Shark tokens. Shark
Shout
Rider
out-
Typhoon
Is that
players.
much?
Brian gave
Yeah.
us some of these. The what are they? Zaximus?
You're talking about the fuzzy wall
Tokens?
cards because they feel so good.
Yeah, I'm actually like I'm really inspired to try and figure out where to get tokens like this printed of this
Which,
quality.
Which
25.
sliver tokens are you talking about, Dan?
Like
The Sliver Queen,
Most-
the 3/3 slivers.
the old tokens are $23.79.
Ew.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah,
$23.
Yeah, because it's the human-looking ones that are like 50 cents.
Yeah, there's like a few cheap ones, but
Nobody likes the human-looking sliver ones, though. The human-looking slivers are stupid.
Dan, I got some notes. I don't see Crested Sunmare on this list.
I'll put Crested Sunmare on this list. 1 second.
Oh, Brothers Yamazaki, that's cool. I've seen that. I've seen that before. That sounds like it's really cool.
What?
Check that. Go back.
There it is.
Oh. Okay, well, I know what card I'm going to be finding and purchasing here real quick, and that is this old school Legion sliver token. I don't care if it's $23. Slivers don't learn; they just know.
Yeah, right.
Fucking love. I love it. I've got my sliver. We're about to. I'd love to kind of maybe do a video with you. I know Brady said on a few like deck building and deck teching stuff. So I've got all of the slivers, and I have the sliver precon that recently came out, and I've yet to actually crack it open, because I'm turning it into Ruka Morel, and it's gonna be weird disaster jank. But I'm gonna turn my old slivers, which I purposefully, its win con aside from being slivers is Primal Surge, and I did that to make it fair. Because everybody hates slivers, so it's just like, if I have no interaction, it can't be that good, right? We're turning it into Disaster Zone. We're putting the good spells in there now.
Ooh, you finally come to the dark side.
Well, yeah, and I'd love to do like weird deck tech stuff with that. Get some ideas of good things to slap into a proper sliver deck that's not just slivers.
So
I really like Changeling Ruka Ramel. That
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
So Brothers
No,
Yamazaki, is this like a partner pairing you're looking at doing, or is this?
Yeah, there's another one.
I pair that one with Brothers Yamazaki.
Yeah, there's two that basically they're looking at each other, or they're like facing away from each other. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Where's the other one?
Oh no. So it's literally the same of these. It's if there's exactly two permanents named Brothers Yamazaki, the legend rule doesn't apply to them. Each other creature named Brothers Yamazaki gets 2/2 and haste. So you just put 2 in the command zone.
The difference here is that it has different art.
That is like actually very creative, and I love that.
And then there's also there's the two samurai brothers, the Heiko Yamazaki. That's the Brothers Yamazaki as their new versions. So Heiko Yamazaki is whenever a samurai warrior you control attacks alone.
You may cast target artifact card from your graveyard this turn.
Yeah, the white one's Norika, which is
Ooh, that's kind of Felden-y. That's cool.
yeah, where you can cast enchantments from the grave.
Cool.
I like to just give things that don't have partner.
I love that idea.
Ooh, Skrelv.
I partner Skrull with Skrull's Hive. Very fun deck.
Whoa, Skrelv's Hive. Okay, now we're talking Oathbreaker stuff.
Can't block, you get slapped around, but it's fun.
Do you have it built?
That one I have one yet.
Fuck yes.
He's got 680-ish decks. Of course, he's got
Fuck
probably
yes.
Not everyone lets me play it with Skrull's Hive, and that goes into command zone.
I will let you play that every day of the week.
Let's organize an episode. We'll come down for a commander. You can play whatever rule 0 broken deck you want. We'll do the same. We'll all beat each other in the middle. Have a great time. Ooh, what do you pair with Ruxa?
Which ones? Oh,
Patient
Ruxa
Professor.
and Eula. Ruxa and Eula, such a fun pairing.
Oh, that sounds cool. That would make sense. That sounds disgusting.
So my idea here with like Air Horse 1 is that I really want to do like Crested Sunmare is it very much communicates that it wants a deck built around it, right? Like to be able to gain life on each turn cycle to create indestructible horse tokens. It's a cool mono white like concept for a commander, but being like horse centered, Brady, I think you were the one that was trying to convince me to add Shadowfax to the command zone as a partner or something to add a color.
No, I frankly just thought that Shadowfax could be Air Horse 1.
Yeah, but the problem
Shadowfax
is they're completely different strategies.
No, I know, but I'm an Ilhard player, and when I look at something like Shadowfax in Boros, I get really excited about the capabilities of it. It's pretty intense. Some really
I
cool
would
stuff you
say
do with Shadowfax.
Sunmare, give it one of the background cards.
Oh, background. Interesting. What on earth are the possibilities?
I'm just sitting here arguing with Emery about my slivers in the chat.
When aren't you bickering with Emery?
So,
Okay, so what can in this illegal pairing
Leave him alone.
can I partner it with any color?
yeah, so you give yourself a background. You choose any legendary background. So let's say you wanted Crested Sunmare raised by giants.
I
or
probably want
Crested
green, right?
Sunmare. Maybe Master Chef comes in. Creatures you control enter with a 1/1. Or
Commander
Colloquial
creatures you own have this creature enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it. Okay, so my
Folk Hero? Folk Hero.
well, how's it spelled?
Just it's in here, folk hero. So every time a creature
How's it spelled? Folk hero.
folk
yeah.
hero, yeah.
Whenever
whenever
you
you
cast a spell that shares a creature type with this creature, draw a card. I mean, card advantage in mono white is really, really good. Oh man, I have such a lane to travel down here in regards to like, I'm not really like well versed in what I could do with illegal pairings, and this has added a lot to my palette. I'm such a boomer.
So all the times hanging out with me and Brado doesn't do it here, and then you get to
Well-
geek out with Dan the one time, and all of a sudden me and Brad.
You never mentioned it.
No, I didn't actually. Props you, Dan. Right on.
I would also look at like whatever, like I'd look at like some life loss commanders. Find something that's like a life loss, like mono black commander, and like pair Crested Sunmare with a life loss, so you get a life loss and a life gain.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a really good pairing would be Crested Sunmare. That would be fun.
Crested Sunmare, what?
Lorcan. Lorcan is, read this. Whenever a creature is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you can pay life equal to its value. If you do put under your battlefield under its owner's control, it's an addition to, it's a warlock in addition to its other types. And if a warlock you would control dies, you
Or
exile.
Lorcan. Lorcan's fun. He does cost a lot though. I got really close to building that deck.
How's it spelled?
Lorcan. Bam. And he looks sexy.
Whenever a creature card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you may pay life equal to its mana value. It doesn't really synergize with Crested Sunmare, though, right?
Well, yeah, because you're trying to gain life with Crested.
Yes.
So you gain life and then you can pay your life. You're not going to be inconvenienced. by
Oh, I
paying your
see.
life.
Okay. 7 mana, 6/6 flyer. I like how the if a warlock you control would die. Oh no, it's not a warlock. Okay. I was gonna say like it gets around its own.
Yeah, the ones it brings back are.
Yeah.
You know what we gotta do, just as a little side anecdote while we're sitting here on Twitch, Tanner?
What?
We gotta do the Twitch things for the Rogue's Passage. Let's get some of our own emotes and stuff in here.
Well, yeah, I would be interested in doing that. I think once we get to affiliate, but like we can't really get to affiliate unless we like put in the hours, right? Like it's one thing that like one of the reasons why I wanted to get Brady set up on the computer here was just like you could be ripping fucking 6 hours a day on Twitch, and
I'll be ripping a lot of things, Tanner.
I promise I'll start doing more of that too. I want to, even if it is just me blindly playing Ashaya mono green brawl on Arena. I will put 18 hours
Brandon,
a day.
I will pay to watch that. I would
just
love
rip
to
it
watch
back
you
and
play
forth.
Arena.
Yeah, but I'm only ever gonna play Ashaya mono green brawl. That's all I care about.
Is the friend challenging still busted?
I don't know. Let's check. Let's destroy my eardrums because Arena refuses to let me lower the volume for some reason.
You should make a Crested Sunmare Dina deck.
Oh,
I think
Dina.
you should. I think that'd be hilarious.
Ooh, Dina like the Golgari?
Yeah. Then you get 3 color.
Abzan. That sounds cool.
Whenever you gain life. Ooh, okay. And then it's got a sacrifice theme.
Yeah, and then you can
What
also,
a babe. Oh, they just look good there.
if people don't like it, then you can easily play Gave still in the.
What about this? No, wait. What is it? What's the combo with Exquisite Blood?
Sanguine Bond.
Yeah.
Or V10.
Or Veto.
Ooh, Veto.
There's a couple other ones.
Viscova. Viscova Guildmage.
Yeah, Viscova, except that one's behind a paywall.
Yeah.
It's still very good, but there's a lot that go infinite with those cards. That's how I used to play my Gave deck. It was literally just there was like 8 different infinite engines in it, so it was always just like it's just a race for me to go infinite. That's why he doesn't get seen very much anymore.
Oh,
Kinda got
hold
bored
up.
of it.
Vito's got creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn.
Yeah,
That does actually synergize with Crested Sunmare.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Although it's 5 mana.
whatever then.
All right.
Orzhov. Yeah. I mean, you get your dark rituals and your cabal rituals, and
I just
got
like
the
I said,
two.
I love building. I love building illegal commanders. It's fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love designing illegal ones. Can I read one to you, Dan?
Sure.
Okay, so for the boys here, at this point, so much time has gone beyond here, and I just love. So all of these abilities are taken from pre-existing cards here. Let me just grab Rogue's Passage custom card. Where is it? Just give it a second here. I'll let you guys do your thing.
please hold.
Custom. Okay. So my they're all loosely inspired from the Niflheim. So mine is Zoazola, the Glint Eye. It has a cumulative upkeep. Discard a card. Whenever you discard a card, you may exile that card from your graveyard. If you do, you may play that card until the end of your next turn. When you cast a spell this way, each player creates a tapped gold token. Specific, I wanted to create gold tokens here. The first spell a player casts each turn that a mana from a gold token would create has Cascade. So it has Revel in Riches, it has Oscar Rebel's Reclaimer, and it has...
You never showed me these.
I like that.
I tried to keep these secret from you. Yeah, they're all inspired from pre-existing cards. So like Roscoe Horfrost, the Yortiller, it has Persist. Tapped creatures get +3/0 and have Death Touch. Untapped creatures get 0/3 and have Hexproof. Whenever a player attacks, they may untap each attacking creature they control and remove it from combat. If you do, lands you control in their post-combat main phase tap for any color. Each creature removed from combat this way cannot attack during the controller's next combat phase. Isn't that
like this.
fun? I put a lot of
Hold
lot
on.
of
Can we
these.
go back one? Because, like, whenever you... Cumulative upkeep, discard a card means every single turn that goes by, you have to discard another. Like,
Yep.
1, then 2, then 3?
Yep.
Oof. How do you keep up with that? Well, I guess
Well, it
at a
has
certain
containment
point,
construct on it.
at a certain point, you're hellbent,
Yep.
so it doesn't matter.
But you're also in what are you on? You're in blue, you're in black, red, green. So you just have a loosely like all you got to do is once in a while just sacrifice it, make sure it dies. Whatever you want, really. Yeah.
Damn.
Well, I did have an episode planned for these guys where I was gonna create these concepts, these decks from scratch, present them as a ha now dance my monkeys kind of episode concept. And unfortunately, it takes a lot of time to be able to like build a brand new deck revolving around hysterically complicated and, if anything, largely omnipotent cards with insanely easy to break mechanics that you can't even probably expect a lot of these to interact with. Like this is combining way too many cards at once sometimes, but I love it. It's a lot of fun, and Emery, I'm sure would, with the chaos and inside of them would agree. It's fun.
Oh
love
yeah. Tanner. So apparently the battler has been working pretty much this entire time. It's just sometimes if one player is using like specific like sleeves, like the sleeve alt on it, that's what was causing issues. We can just do arena at any point, my guy.
Like you can play arena against people.
Yeah,
Like we
you
can
can
add
do a
each other
personal
as
challenge.
friends and just do friend to friend battling.
That's sick.
So yeah, Tanner.
I don't have a brawl deck built.
Well, I can
you have a-
start playing. I can start doing things in there that aren't brawl for you.
Remove 62
Yes.
cards from a commander deck. There, bam.
Do you,
I mean, frankly, if you were ever gonna get me into standard, you're never gonna get me into it on paper. You're only ever gonna get me into it.
well,
on
wait,
arena.
Dan, you have a standard deck built?
No.
Not in paper.
No, but on
But,
arena,
Yeah.
you want to fire one?
Arena game.
Okay, hold on. I
It's one
gotta.
of my favorite ones.
All right.
One sec, I'll be right back.
If you guys want to fire it out, that's
Uh
cool.
oh, what happened?
The gremlins. Well, I mean, while we're doing,
What is going on?
Yeah, there's other ones I can.
I don't know.
I'm getting the bling bling. Okay, I'm gonna stop the stream.
Everyone's
no,
still
people
watching
are
us. Thank you so
watching.
much.
I know
Love
people
you.
are watching. But, okay, hold on. Actually, I have to create another scene. No, hold on. I just need to add a display capture of the main screen.
All right. For everybody who is currently in chat, I am posting my arena tag. Feel free to add me up. And ooh, that's a lot
What?
of chat right there. The
A
whole
lot of
screen
chat?
was just taken
I
up
know.
by Twitch chat. I loved it. I love that kind of stuff. The scenes like this, just its own like off-topic branch. I love this kind of stuff when you see this, especially when they find ways to do this in like in games or in movies kind of thing, where that mirror or that like endless portal effect of like the camera is recording the camera to stream to the camera and it just goes. The pixels can't do it, but the computation, like it breaks my brain thinking of the fact that it's like that's technically an infinite scene that you just built right there.
Yeah, but
At some level, the math just stops working because it can't.
so
Okay, how do you add people on this?
Bottom left, as soon as you're in, bottom left, there's a little person.
I can't find my one account, but I think I have a deck on this. Oh, a bunch of band cards. Yep. Okay, person. Add person.
All right. I am Shrintek, SHRINTEK.
Yeah, I added you.
Oh, yeah, perfect. You got me. And then I don't know what Tanner's is. We'll figure that out in a second.
Let me make this.
hold on.
Source. Display 2. Is that the one? Yeah, there we go.
All y'all in chat are seeing for the first time here live. The Rogues Passage does arena.
RP After Dark. Arena, like I gotta give it up.
1.4
Like
gigabytes.
it is a magnificent program. It does run very well, except when it doesn't.
I mean, yeah. The fact that it had any ability to process my 100,000 fucking Scoot Swarm tokens and still keep, or like I can't remember how big I got before it legitimately just crashed on me, and I'm like, okay. But we got.
Why is no white?
Yeah, that's
we got a Captain EDH in chat. I'm adding you right now.
Is that you, Dan?
yeah.
Okay.
Friend request successfully sent. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And then as soon as Tanner gets in, we can finally add that bad boy.
I've been playing on my phone lately. I didn't realize I had such a big update to download.
Yeah, see, now this is going to be interesting for me because I do not think I have anything currently standard legal built.
Do you have a brawl one?
I have my brawl. I have my green brawl historic.
Let's do a brawl.
Okay, let's do a brawl.
What is historic brawl? Is it different than actual brawl?
So brawl follows. So brawl, I guess, technically follows a certain kind of standard format where I think it's like the last however many like year of
So
sets.
Brawl is standard legal cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, standard legal cards, but like mini commander, and then historic brawl it's historic, so everything from the inception of brawl.
Okay, I think
So-
you can see that one.
I'm seeing your screen, Dan, but it's reversed. It's like flipped horizontally.
Oh, I can flip it back. Let me.
Yeah.
There you go.
If that's the case,
I can also share my screen.
I'm gonna add a new scene.
All right, I'm back in. I think I've sent you a brawl game. Yeah.
You did. I have no legal decks.
You have no legal brawl decks?
This is the purpose of
Because
live streaming,
the
right?
only
It's the
deck that I
evolution
have for
of
brawl
Yeah.
is my
process.
my historic brawl.
I
I can
man,
one second.
this is throwing me off.
I can take one of the precons here. Let's just do this.
Add
What do we got to add?
display capture. Display 3.
What isn't legal? Oh, all of it's not legal anymore. Yeah, I don't have anything that's currently like standard legal. Tanner's the one who would have the standard legal stuff.
Womp,
Yeah.
womp.
Yeah, I have a standard deck that's ready to go.
I'll go about doing that then, getting that set up so that we can do more of that in the future. Because yeah, currently all I have is my historic brawl.
Okay. Well, I thought you guys were gonna play a game, so I'm gonna get that out of there. I need to add you as a friend. How do I do that again?
That bottom left.
Yeah, no friends.
Yeah, right. Me too.
Boom.
Womp.
Send. Friend request sent successfully.
What's your
Nice
thing,
little
Tanner?
shout out to
Let me add
Temple's
you too.
Apprentice for following us a whole bunch now on Instagram. Thank you very much.
Oh hell yeah! Thanks, buddy. Okay, so
Tanner,
how? What?
Wait, Tanner, what's your add me?
Hold on. Profile. Genesa project, number
There it is.
17933.
GENESA.
Yeah,
And then what's the number?
number 17933. Accept invite. Pending. Okay, now we're all friends.
Now we're all friends.
Okay, so Captain EDH. How do I invite to a game?
Go down to the to your
Play.
bottom left.
Oh,
Click on the player.
there we go. Challenge match, deck type, format, best of one. How do I choose standard?
That's what I'm trying to find. Deck type 60 card format best of one.
There, I'm just gonna hit play. I think an invite should have been sent.
Step.
There we go. Play.
I'll play my tokens.
All right, I'm gonna watch you guys play, and I'm gonna body some people.
Oh, I guess we can see each other's stream. No wait.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just not gonna look.
quit screen peeking.
I can't keep that. I hit keep. Oh no.
Believe in the heart. Believe in yourself. Part of the cards.
I meant to mulligan for sure.
This is a different token deck than I thought I had. There you go. That's not good at all.
Molten Tributary.
Trash cake. Let's cost this.
I'm desperate to rip a land drop and I did not. Facing red and blue. Open mana. Very
It's definitely not the deck I thought it was, so.
Well, I'm gonna rip it out. I'm gonna run it out. I'm gonna try it. Resolves. Okay. It's a good card. Oh, I need that land drop real bad. There it is.
I wish I had one.
Okay, attack. Interesting. Oh, I chose the wrong option. Shit.
What were you going to copy of?
I was gonna try and copy the Jin, and I just hit copy and it copied the spell. I hit the wrong one. Yeah. It's so much different, like playing on Arena. It forces you to be like a completely different skill set. But I do have 2 flyers. I will pressure. I will.
Oh, I wish.
Discard 2.
Man, I cannot get what I need.
Okay, so 6. I need to put myself in range of 2-turn kill. We'll start with this. Attack. I need to discard, which... Go to end step. Submit 2.
Just nothing.
This is a surprisingly even game.
Can't find mana. Still nothing. Yeah, you got it. Can you see my hand at all or no?
No, like if I were to look at your screen over here, I can I can't like legibly see anything. Let's impulse. Play a terror.
Cards in there.
Boom.
Bomb.
Bonk.
Yeah, let's do one more here. I grabbed my wrong deck.
Okay, all right.
One. That's fun. I didn't know you could play with people.
Yeah, so what you have to... This is the first time I've actually done it. No, wait. I played with Chin once. So I do this. Coin flip best of 160 challenge. Except... Oh, yeah. Play standard. The weird part is that like I think you can play like a standard deck versus a brawl deck or something. It doesn't like choose the format, right?
I don't
Can't-
think so.
No, you can like you can choose brawl, you can choose historical. I think it's a little annoying, but you should be able to choose pretty much any of the formats that they have.
There you go. What's my deck? Let's try this one. My green test that has 3 colors.
Yeah, Spell Piercer's saying I never play, but I'll play more if it means playing with you guys. Yeah, like this is actually like a really premier way to play digital Magic. What kind of fucking opening hand is this? No, I'm gonna press the right button this time. Yes, this is fine. I will keep 6. And drop that. Oh, the myth. Okay. What is the backside of this? When it comes blocked, untap 3 lands you control? I think I can let that resolve.
Go for this.
Oh, I don't like that one. That one's no good. Pass to attackers. Ah, there's the invasion. Search for 2 lands. Okay, now you're not gonna have a problem getting lands. Yeah. Really could have used an island there. So if I attack you, get this invasion for free. It kind of puts a clock in.
Vorinclex, Ashaya is a 2020, all coming in unblocked. I love Historic Green Brawl. It's so strong.
So if I flow here, then I can potentially hit a land drop, and I can also play. God damn, no, that's not worth it right now. Okay, I'll consider. There's the land. God damn it, we draw the land. We play the land. We attack. And we end the turn.
Nice. Victory.
Oh, hexproof. Ooh. Okay, this actually might be worth the negate. I was not expecting that. Still got a pretty sizable 3, 7, 10, 11. The clock is... Okay, so we have to do this now. Discard 2. These cost 2 right now. If I discard this Essence Scatter, they both cost 1. Alright? If I discard that, both my Tolarian Terrors cost 1. And I can attack in the air with the... Yeah. Alright. Man, this is like... It's the craziest mono blue deck I've ever played. Like, it's got such aggression and interaction. I feel like it's just the best of both of the worlds that I love to play. Oh, there's another invasion. Oh no, that's the same one. Okay. 1 card in hand.
Hey, look, a battle.
When it dies, distribute X1 counters among any number of target creature you control. So, 2 counters. $16. I think I'm...
The big gin, hey?
Yeah, those Jids are amazing. Ooh.
No, I didn't get what I needed.
Ah, shit.
No, good one.
Alpha Strike.
What? Oh yeah, no, I can't block there. Yeah.
All right, I'll tap out.
Did you get your brawl deck done?
Brandon?
Oh,
Better?
better one? No. I will be doing that. No. I
Don't
played
do
a game and then I was watching you guys. No, it's if we were gonna play, it would have been playing before because I've got to go to bed. I work in the morning.
Fair.
No, but very soon. Very soon. We can,
Oh,
we
I
can
was-
get all sorts of.
Yeah. Do you want to do
Yeah.
one more?
Oh, I mean, it is actually. Well, yeah, I'll do one more, but it is nearing midnight. I should do one more.
All right.
You go again.
That's me off though. Have a good night, guys.
Sweet. I want to try this. Actually,
Oh, wait, you want to change it up?
I'm just looking at my deck. Or do you want to do the same deck again in the green?
I
Let's do the green.
yeah.
I didn't get any of my fun cards that I wanted. I'll keep Team Nevermo.
All right, Team Nevermull. I'll take it. The Ginger Brew.
Horrible hand to keep. I don't know what I'm doing. But we're doing it.
Pass the turn. Create a treasure token. Oh, that's a 3/3. Ooh. Can't do that.
The old big crap that we do.
Just taking slaps from the Ginger Brood. Gain 2. Um. Run out the gin. All right. Oh, I'm missing land drops. Oh yeah, we gotta add up Emery here too. Oh, Awaken the Woods. Alright, these tap for green, so you're at 6 mana, potentially 7 next turn. Ooh. This costs 3.
The gins are so good.
Yeah, it's I've been trying to buy a playset of these for paper, but I want to get the alt art, like the full art ones. And they're just never in stock. Ooh. Essence scatter. Yeah, like every card I play in this deck makes the Jin stronger. It's just like kind of a ridiculous strategy.
I miscalculated your mana.
Well, yeah, the Haughty Jins reduce my instants and sorceries.
Yeah, I saw 1 mana and I was like, oh, you can't counter it.
Yeah.
Whoop.
And
No, yeah, that's it.
wait, I'm
That's a
gonna.
good one. Yeah, the terror is so good.
Oh, I didn't attack. Whoops.
That's still not doing anything though.
Ooh, gruff triplets.
Result.
Yeah, once there's a couple of these on board, it's just like every single spell in my deck just costs a blue.
Oh, I know Haughty Jin's so good.
Yeah.
The terror as well. I like the blue deck.
Yeah, so this was the deck that I wanted to like. I wanted to build it in paper, but everybody's trying to convince me not to do it because there's like standard RCQs and stuff coming up. But everybody's like, man, like now that Cavern of Souls is in standard, this deck just can't hang. Like Cavern
where
of
you can't
Souls, yeah, like Cavern of Souls basically hits the battlefield and it's like my biggest threat can't be countered.
Yeah.
And it's a land. I can't interact with it. So like Cavern of Souls in the standard meta has pushed this deck out.
But they only get one creature type, right?
Yeah, they have to choose just the one.
This is what I play. Token Test. That's the one. I got like fucking 8 decks that are named the same thing.
Well, I might have to call it there.
Yeah, I know you're saying it's bedtime. I work nights, so this
Yeah.
is
What time do you start work?
usually like 7 or 8 at night. I actually got back from work at like 5 today.
Man, has it been like that for a while? Like, are you like used to that schedule?
Yeah, like I always work nights, but like I truck drive,
Yeah.
so it's more of a night thing always.
Yeah, I saw some of your pictures there in the Discord and stuff. Like, actually, I think like one of the last episodes I listened to from, you guys were just like talking about how like, man, it's so mild. It's like, it's Calgary. It's the middle of January and it's so mild. And now we're like, oh, like my
It wasn't that today was cold.
yeah, my truck actually didn't start this morning.
Oof.
I didn't expect that. I actually didn't plug it in last night because I was like, no, it's good. I'm okay.
Our semi trucks, like, we don't even turn off right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no point to it. There's just, they would never start again. So
Fuck. Yeah, I ran into a really weird situation this morning where I went out and like I used my remote start and it failed twice and I was like, okay, I'll go out and start it. And I put the key in the ignition and the fucking key wouldn't turn.
oh, like it was frozen.
Yeah, like the whole tumbler was frozen.
On the on our trailers, like the trailers have reefer.
Yep.
Like that's what refrigerates the stuff in them, like the food.
Yeah.
And the reefer engine froze today.
Oh no. So what do you do? Like,
That there was just nothing I could do.
Yeah, like-
I was just like, well, whoops.
all the product is lost?
It was just coming back. I was mostly bringing frozen stuff, so and
Actually,
it died like at old, so it wasn't horrible. Like I got lucky with that.
yeah.
But like on the way up, I was doing like blueberries and stuff. Like it would have been probably like 700,000 of lost like product.
I guess if your shit fails in -30 At least it's still refrigerated.
Yeah, right. But still, it was rough.
Well, thanks for playing some games.
Yeah, no worries, and thanks for having me on.
Yeah, that was great. I feel like there was a plan tomorrow for some games, but that's been canceled.
Yeah, my internet's just not working enough, I don't think.
Yeah, it's we were gonna record here on Sunday for our normal recording day, but this weekend is the 1-year anniversary, I guess, of my wife's mother passing away. So
Ooh, that's rough.
We decided like a couple weeks ago, we were like, we should probably just outsource the recording this weekend, like make sure that there's not a bunch of strangers in the house just in case, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Kind of have the weekend to yourself.
Yeah. So we'll get through January, and then we're gonna head up to the Saskatoon event. And
that's cool that you guys are gonna get up to do that one stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely make sure you're talking to Kelly so you guys are like creators at some of these.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked to him briefly at the Calgary weekend, and they were like, man, they made us feel like it was pretty surreal for us, because we were very fresh and like unexposed to the elements, and we didn't know like how things were gonna go, and Face to Face gave us like a very warm welcome. Like, you guys gave us a very warm welcome, the Commander Cookout guys as well. Like, I didn't expect to get accepted, I guess, like as
it's like starting out you're like, oh yeah, like, but no, it's definitely a pretty good group. It's good to chat with them all. Yeah, it was a good time, and like it was a trip, because that was like, it was a pretty big event, and like I pressured myself to try and like learn how to play Pioneer and enter an event, and that was like the fun part for me, because that was like the story arc. It was like the hero's journey, which like that's why I'm kind of like I want to do that again for the Saskatoon one. I really want to learn CEDH. I really want to like put myself in a position where I have to learn the format rather than just like maybe, you know, like when you put yourself in a position where you're like, all right, I have to go up against strangers, it's so different than building some decks with your play group, you know? Yeah, right? Like but it's fun. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how I do. I really do. I think that like if I just get my ass beaten to death, that's still funny. Oh, I'm sure you'll have a blast. Yeah. It's the events are so fun to go out to. Like I'm really looking forward to the Calgary or the Edmonton one. Yeah, that one's in March, end of March. Yeah. I went and did while we were up there, I did like a huge like steak challenge thing. Yep. Like a big like 96-ounce steak thing. It was 96? Yeah. Dude, what the fuck? Yeah, it was like a really cool time to be able to like try that. It was a fun event. Holy shit. So I definitely want to like go have a good time again there doing that. Like probably like it was fun. Like it was good to hang out with people and stuff. Yep. Wait, 96 ounces? I feel like 40 or 50 would be like. Oh, it was huge. Like I didn't even come close to finishing this thing. Like it was like just an insane meal. It was a 96 steak, a big like 2,500 calorie like lobster macaroni and cheese, huge piece of cake, like a big mashed potatoes, a fries. Like I'll send you on Discord like the challenge of what it is. It's wicked. So you failed the challenge, but it's still a good time? Oh yeah, like it was. I didn't think that I was going to be able to finish it, but jeez. But it was a really, really fun time. Like I had a blast on that trip. Man, you're making me hungry. Like, I'll do it again. Are you like you guys are gonna try do some of those events? What in Edmonton? Yeah.
Yeah, we're committed to the Saskatoon one and the Edmonton one because they're like reasonable travel distance. I don't know if I can go to like Toronto or Montreal, right? That's like Saskatoon is a 6-hour drive.
Yeah.
Like that's reasonable. I can do that in an evening.
Yeah, that's not an insane thing to get to.
Yeah. And like round trip it's like $200 a gas. Whereas the three of us going to Toronto is like $900 ish of flights.
Yeah, like it's a lot.
Yeah, so it's a much different story. Although the Toronto one, like Toronto and Montreal and stuff, would be fucking awesome. I'm sure those events would be way more enjoyable.
I think the ones in the States are like cool ones too.
Yeah. Well, Face to Face is like the Canada Premier Tour event, right? Do they do U.S. stops?
Yeah, Face to Face doesn't do U.S. stuff, but like some of the U.S. events like just look like fun, like the big like Magic Cons.
Oh yeah, like Vegas and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
I would
MTG
love
was
to. Wait, did you go to Vegas?
No, not this year, but I'm hoping go next year. Like the one coming up.
Man, you know, I actually never thought of that. Like getting into this project, I've been listening to like Magic podcasts since like 2016. And like MTG like Vegas every year is like the pinnacle. It's the one that like all of the content creators, all of the patrons, like even the grinders. Vegas is like the
it's the event.
Yeah, it's the holy event. It's so big and like extravagant. And like actually yeah, cuz like I got into Magic when like Amonkhet was on the shelves. And I remember watching like the Magic Twitch stream, like the Pro Tour, and there was like people dressed up as like Nicol Bolas, like cosplayers that were like acting out card games with giant cards on the floor in like the middle of a convention hall. And I was just like, man, like what the fuck? Like I had no idea that this was a real thing. So yeah, like it's
really cool to see it like grow and stuff like that too, right? Like it's just like you guys hitting that milestone today, that's wicked.
Yeah, it feels good. It's been consistent, which is like it's a grind. Like it for sure is a grind. Like I feel like the one thing like I feel really good about the gameplay episodes. Like everything like viewership and like response of the gameplay episodes has been better than expected. But like the podcast, I don't know how to market it. Like the audio podcast, I don't know how to make it discoverable.
It just is it takes time, sadly, with like the listenership. Like that's the bummer of it, is there's no like fast way around it, right?
Yeah, and like it's funny because like I came from producing multiple podcasts before this. Like I've never gotten into multi-camera gameplay stuff. That's been the learning curve, but like podcasts was the thing that I was used to making. And yeah, this one as good as the gameplay is coming through, like it's tough to get the audio podcast to get out there, even on YouTube. Like, and I know YouTube is not like it's not the place where people want to listen to or watch audio podcasts. It's not like the demographic.
Yeah.
So yeah,
are you guys advertising it like at all, or?
No, that was our challenge for this year. Like basically we wanted to get the kinks worked out in regards to making the thing, and then our meeting that we had at the end of December there was just like, yeah, I think we have to just get a hold of either like a marketing mentor or just start paying for advertising on social media.
No, it's honestly just getting it in front of people. Like sadly, it just is like a slow grind on it, but it's not too bad. Like I still remember like when I hit like 10 people like the first time and stuff, like when I was like, oh, like cool, 10 people downloaded this.
Yeah.
And stuff, right? And like it's one of the things that I was gonna say is like I just launched another podcast last week.
Oh, what is it?
Lorebound Legends. I followed you guys on the page. Podcast Straight for Lore.
Okay, so it's Lorebound Legends.
Yep. And it's like just like going over like the lore. It's gonna be like about like the lore of Magic stuff, and also gonna be just like branch off into other kind of lores from different shows, kind of thing. Like,
That sounds amazing.
yeah, like it's just like it's fun for that and everything. That's one of my another good one. That's my project for this weekend, is to reorganize my studio room so that it's more set up for like 2 people, because my podcast group is lazy and doesn't come in podcast in person.
Yep. So wait, is it on Apple Podcasts or is it just on Spotify?
I think it's still submitting to Apple. Like I literally just put it up like Wednesday.
Yeah, it's not showing up in my podcast thing.
Also, a really good way to get eyes on stuff. I just found, have you heard of
Have I heard of what?
Opus Clip?
No.
I just found Opus Clip like a week ago,
Yep.
and it's like the most useful tool I've ever seen. It will take like your gameplay episodes and analyze them for what it like considers to be like the most likely watched content, and split it up and break it up for you that way.
Yeah, there's a number of different programs like this. There's one called what is it? Like Harris Heller's videos is always advertising it.
Yeah.
Like I've been curious about that because like it seems like it's marketed towards like FPS gamer type things. Like like the algorithm. I'm curious what the algorithm will produce, but I guess just trying it will answer that question.
I just ran a test with it, and I'm just gonna keep going with the pro version of it. It's wicked.
Interesting.
That's what. Do you use their Instagram, or is that mostly Brady?
Brady does essentially all of the Instagram. I've been running the TikTok. Brady's been handling most of the Facebook. Yeah, like it's very like the fact that there's 3 of us, it's all just like distributed to whoever wants to do it, and like we're at this point where we're kind of even wondering if we should ask anybody else if they want to jump on board kind of thing, because there's so much to do, man. Like the social medias there's so many different social medias,
right?
It's like how do you stay like I got onto TikTok because of this, and I've avoided it like the plague ever since, right? And
yeah,
now that I'm using TikTok, like, man, what a cesspool.
My wife does the TikTok for the new show.
Yep.
And it's like surprisingly going well. Like the
Nerds.
I think the video she put up today are all like 500 views on TikTok already.
Yeah. I'm very surprised. Like TikTok is like you post something and 2 hours later it has almost the maximum amount of views that it's going to get. Like,
yeah, it's like at that point it's like met its top, right?
yeah. It's a very unique form of social media.
It's definitely interesting for sure. I really, like I said, there's a project I want to work on. I think it'll be something you guys want to come do with it. But yeah, no, as far as podcast stuff goes, it just takes time to get people in front of it, sadly, because most people podcasts don't actually keep going. So a lot of people don't want to invest in new ones. People who are going to go for a while.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a rare type of podcast listener because like I digest quite a lot of audio podcasts at work.
Yeah.
So I regularly am looking through the directory for new podcasts. Like I'm the type of listener where I'm like usually chomping at the bit for new content or like fresh content.
Yeah.
And I know like in regards to talking to like my friends group or just like general people that I exist in life around, I know that it's not common for people to be really engaged with like wanting podcasts. Like if I get interested in something, it doesn't matter how small it is. If I get interested in anything, I turn to the podcast world, and it's like, it's the most
like,
valuable resource of information that can exist, right? It's so rich. And Magic was one of the, like, Magic was crazy. There was so many Magic podcasts, and I'll never get through them all, you know?
Right?
It's like it's a tough world to compete in. But
It's a lot of them, like the thing is, a lot of them just continue to close down, right? A lot of people, like you guys said, it does cost money to do it, does take time. It's not easy to continue on and do a show, right?
yeah.
So it is just like it is just a long game of it. But like your gameplay stuff looks like so good for, like, especially like starting out. Like, you guys came onto the scene with like solid, like good content.
Thanks, man. I got to stop struggling with the fact that, like, I've been personally struggling with, like, man, like, I know the standard of quality or whatever, I want to be better, but like, I know that it is definitely good enough.
The problem is perfection. It's so easy to want to be perfect on it.
Yeah.
But like, it takes so much of the time, and like, as good as perfect is, you're still so far behind people who are just already doing it.
Yep. Yeah, well, and like, I don't know. I feel like none of us are chasing the dragon of trying to be top dog. Like, that's completely unrealistic. That's like what the professor has done, like what he's done, like the fact that, like, he's just like an absolute phenom of a content creator. He's so knowledgeable, so passionate, so like fueled by passion, and like the team and like the people he's like, what he does, like, to be the top dog in the Magic world, he deserves it wholeheartedly. I feel like he's got, like, the reason he's top dog is because, like, nobody, it's not like a controversy that he is like the one, like, the Tolarian Community College, like, they get more views than like Commander, what is it, the game night stuff.
Command Zone, I think they do they not beat his views a lot of the time?
Oh, I thought they had more. I thought Tolarian was bigger subscribers.
I think Command Zone's like pretty huge. They're 671. And Tolarian is 937. No, not even close. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Tolarian is actually, like, in regards to the YouTube subscribers, like, that's almost 1 million. Like, he's closing in on 1 million.
Well, yeah, you even see videos like posted a day ago, 52,000 views.
Yeah.
And then the same thing, Command Zone, 40K views in a day. Like you said, like those aren't attainable numbers, right? Like, those aren't happening, not for a long time, and not without a lot like of.
Yeah, no, that's not what we're like. I feel like I love bouncing around between creative projects, and like, I'm just happy doing something I like doing.
Oh yeah, well, and it is really, really fun to like look at, like, the one thing that's nice is stats and everything, and like seeing like just like download numbers and like, oh wow, like this many people check this out, or like you guys said, like 2,000 watch hours. Like, that's a lot of watch hours. It's a lot of time people have spent for. It's the same thing for me. Like, I am just a guy who people like. I just like to talk about Magic, and then you see that like people download, and that you've got like a few thousand hours watched on this. Like, some of the Instagram reels, that's like what's kind of surprised me on that. Like, which one was it? There's my. It was one of these, like, can't find it. Which one is it? Like, one of them has like 60 hours time on it. It's the one with, did you see the rules interaction with Emery?
Oh yeah, dude, all the shorts that came from that episode were amazing.
That's like that's got 24,000 views on it.
Holy shit. That's amazing.
Watch time 108 hours 29 minutes of people watching Emery dunk on me.
I love that.
That one was made with like that Opus clip.
Oh, okay. Oh, really?
Like if you, yeah, like let me go to, you get like a free hour and a bit of processing on it. I'll send it to you on Discord here. And you choose how long you want to process of an episode. But like I would do it and just put it on one of your gameplay videos. It'll spit you out like in 15 minutes. It'll spit you out like 10, 20 videos.
Man, that's crazy.
Like,
The AI overlords are taking over.
It's such a good tool. Like I'm blown away by how much it is, and that's the like I said, we just launched that other podcast, and my wife like already has I think like 27 like TikTok videos like scheduled on it. Like,
damn, yeah. See, that is versatile. That is an asset for sure. Because like I've been struggling. Like every episode that we do, I'm able to snip like 3 to 5 shorts out of it. But like sometimes, like realistically, I haven't been able to find the time to edit them, to like publish them. Because like our 2-year-old, he goes to bed at 8 p.m. and like sometimes like 11:30 I go to bed. I get like a very small window every day to use, and sometimes I just
I think the cost for the Pro on this is like 130.
Yeah, I would pay that in a second.
That gives you 60 hours.
60
but if you
hours.
and if you like 60 hours worth of processing time, you don't have full hour videos if you want. But like if you look at like the breakdown of it, like even across a year, you're looking at like $2.50 a week to not have to edit down shorts.
And like, so it produces you X number, and then you have to look through them to see which ones are viable.
Yeah, like once like it's you like do you see that link?
Is it in Discord?
Yeah, I sent it as a message there to you.
Oh, a message, yeah. Opus clip. This is not okay. Oh, OBS isn't capturing it right, but auto reframe, auto captions, auto keywords, auto intro title. Yeah, that's nuts.
Well, and like even if you just like if you just like click the sign up thing on it and then you just choose your last like gameplay video,
Yep.
dump it in, pick a 30-minute section and watch. Like 15 minutes from now you'll have 15 videos ready. And from there on the computer you can just click edit. You can change captions so that it's all the right word. You can change the animation style. You can reframe it to, if you don't like how the video clips it, you can change it so it's bigger. You can move it over. Like it's an insane tool. Like I can't say enough good things about this thing.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Because exactly like you said, right? The finding time to actually to edit that stuff, it's not often there in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of which, it's almost 12:30. I might have to pack it in.
Yeah, I gotta sleep. But yeah, no, if you get a chance, check that thing out because it's been an insane tool for just clipping down gameplay stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean like I've been like a viewer of those clips and I've been really enjoying them. So to learn that that's been like used through this tool, I'm
again like with like 30 seconds of effort, you just you can. So on the Pro version, you can import from multiple, like these. Oh, and the other thing, schedule socials. So you can like Oh, are you still there?
Yep. Yeah, sorry, you were cutting out there for a second.
Yeah, my internet's fucking trash. It's I was saying the nice thing is that you can pro version, so you don't have to actually like log into anything. You can just be like, I want Instagram post. This goes live on Instagram 10 a.m.
That's kind of cheating. I love it.
Right? It's like I said, if I could go back in time and give myself advice, it would fucking learn to do this first.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm very thankful for that advice, because that is like for the kind of hacks that I'm looking for right now to try and be more productive with the limited amount of time that I have.
It's again, like I understand that it sucks to be like, oh yeah, well, just spend more money and then it'll be easier. But
Yeah, but if it's a reasonable amount of money,
that's what I think, right? Like this is this camera, this is this camera. Are they both the two? That's my problem right there.
that's got to be the right way, because Miriam looks like the Manicost. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. I just had one showing the flip version.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's like I said, I would take a look at it. But yeah, the podcast stuff, like it's especially when you see your stats more and more. That's the easiest way, and then the other way is just are you in a bunch of the Discords?
No, what, like advertising the podcast?
Yeah, a bunch of them just let you spam post your links, and people do really about. Oh, you guys are. Let me see. Just give me 1 second, because this is actually an important one.
Yeah, I don't frequent Discord unless I'm like gaming or podcast, like stuff like this. It's not been a social media that I've like really adopted heavily.
Okay, what is the parameters? Because this will also help you like an insane amount. Where's what they need? Yes, okay, so you are able EDH rec now.
We're able to what?
So the parameters for EDH rec, like I just looked at our message a while ago.
Yep.
How goes the effort to increase your subs? We talked about adding you to a content creator. Once you hit 300 subscribers, you can be added as a content creator on EDH rec.
Oh, no way.
And that pulls all of the where is this? I'll show you here. Because yeah, now like it'll pull. I'm gonna send you another link in private here. You guys have enough subscribers to apply on EDH rec to do, and then all of your content will get pulled up like this into the community spotlight.
Oh man, that's like, shout out to them for having that framework built.
Because a lot of people check that out, like a lot.
Shit. Okay. Well, I mean, that makes today's milestone more. I'll leave this tab open.
Yeah, I would find
Oh.
Yeah, where's the I think you just have to find one of the frequently asked question thing and ask people, yeah, frequently asked. Yeah, you just got to get in contact. Oh yeah, there's a contact us button on. And I would just say like I'm sure you'd have no problem writing up like
Yep.
hi, we're blah 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 from blah 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 blah, and like we make this kind of content. Is it mostly EDH you guys do?
I would say right now, like most of our published content is, but I've been the one pushing to diversify a little more.
Okay, because they'll only accept EDH
Okay.
stuff for it. But that being said,
I mean, we do have playlists.
yeah, exactly. You just put it in a playlist, and that's
Yeah.
what mine is from. And then anything you put up that's EDH or like podcast episodes, be like, we're a Magic podcast.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
but that-
this, and then there's what was the one on my phone? There was another, like, a website. It's basically like the directory for Magic podcasts.
Mhm.
mtgcast.com. Yeah, like I've got it saved as a tab. I should probably like look to market there or like get it published there. But yeah, we haven't really like we've just been kind of like focusing on the grind of doing the thing, and like our goal is like to just keep our noses and our head like down and just stay with the weekly schedule and get used to the grind and like get used to doing the content every week and get to 100 pieces of content.
Yeah.
And like I know like the original concept was like let's make sure we can do the thing and then we'll market it. But we're at the point now where it's like, okay, I feel like it's working, we should market it.
Oh yeah, like it's at the end of the day, like you guys are doing it. Most podcasts fail at 6 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've done 4 other podcasts before this. And
okay.
like they've all been like the first one was like I'm pretty heavily involved in like the music festival culture in Western Canada.
That's
like in regards to like being like I help build a lot of the stages. We're performers. Like I started a podcast that was like an interview style podcast to interview all of the people that are like industry people on the back end of like helping create that world. And we got to about 35 episodes, and I got to a point where I like burnt out and I didn't have the passion, or like the project fell out from under me, and it was apparent years later that it was because I just kind of gave up on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
It happens though, right?
yeah, and then like I did one that was sort of like gaming adjacent, and then I spent a year working in the film industry, and I worked on The Last of Us for a long time. And I did a podcast which, man, it was the one podcast that I started that was like it had the most promise, because I was like I had all these photos, I had all these stories of like working on the film sets, like meeting the celebrities and like building all of the environments. And we got like 6 or 7 episodes in, and then I kind of got like scolded from HBO.
That's funny.
Because I was like sharing a little too much, and it
Yeah, a
sucked.
little too much behind the scenes.
Yeah, and it was like, it was so heartbreaking because it was so topical, right? That I was releasing an episode every week after the episode came out. Like we'd watch the episode as it aired, and then
Yeah, so you were in like the perfect time and the perfect industry.
yeah. So like right out the hop, it was like hundreds of subscribers like day one, and it was so sad to just get like a slap on the wrist. And it was like, okay, like yes, your NDA basically says that you can share these things when the episode's released, but you can't share all of those things, right? You can't like go ham. And
Yeah.
then I was just petrified. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like I feel like I've already overstepped my boundaries, and now I feel like I'm on the watch list.
Yeah, they're sitting there like fucking threatening you with the big dick. HBO.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to lose my like film membership. I worked very hard to get my membership in this union. Like I don't want to risk this, so I kind of let that just slide away.
Yeah. Well, like it's like I was saying when I first like heard the stuff, like you guys come out the gate with like good audio, like the video production is wicked. Like it's only going up from there. But like again, you guys are growing fast on YouTube, especially, and YouTube's a harder thing to break into than actual audio podcast. So
Yeah, well, I feel like the audio podcast, I'm okay with it being late to catch up, because the YouTube is what matters more, right? Like YouTube metrics are better for attracting sponsorship, right?
the raw podcast numbers are it all depends on what you want, but like
Yeah.
for podcast ads, like they care about your like download number, because YouTube people don't really finish podcast episodes.
Yeah.
But like do you look at your stats? Like I think you guys are through Spotify, because I saw you have the videos up, right?
Yeah, so I host on Spotify, and I just drag and drop the video. And then I use Spotify to then port to Apple Podcasts. And that essentially then like filters through all of the other directories.
Yeah. Do you get your like metrics? Like, can you see like what % of the show people listen to and stuff?
I mean, I can see the Spotify metrics, but I don't know if that includes all of the other metrics. I can only see the Spotify ones.
Okay.
And
Yeah, being able to like, see like how much people listen to it is really good.
Yeah, I mean, like on the Spotify metrics, like we haven't had an episode get past like 25 listens. Like the podcast,
Really?
yeah, the podcast on Spotify is like not. I feel like it's not reaching. It's not like getting shown to people. On YouTube, the podcast struggles to get past 100 views, whereas like the gameplay episodes are consistently between 500 and 900 or
Yeah,
something.
like they're solid.
Yeah, like I'm curious how to, like, what I should do to market the podcast, because like I know it's not a YouTube thing. It's more of an audio thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to, like, I know that this year is the year that we, like, I want to figure out how to do ad campaigns. And like I've done that stuff before for other projects. I've done it before. We just haven't we haven't done it for this yet.
Yeah. Because you'll find like, especially if you can see your like actual like in-depth podcast metrics. Again, I don't know how much, but you'll see that like your listeners probably really consume a huge portion of it.
Yeah.
Whereas like YouTube, they only listen to a few minutes kind of thing. A lot of like average YouTube videos like are like 9 minutes viewed, 10 minutes viewed, you know?
Yep.
But like as far as the audio and stuff, like we have like a 98% completion rate on average. Like most people start to finish.
Yep.
And that's why it's like way more valuable for advertising. Like same when you listen to podcasts, right? You don't skip them. You play them basically probably till their outro song.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty rare for me to like stop a podcast and then delete it. Like I usually
It has to be an episode that really sucks to not finish it.
Yeah. Or as I've been dealing with lately, like if my podcasts pile up, like if I start to get like a backlog that is like intimidatingly large, I'll start to like chop stuff off that I wanted to listen to, but it's like, okay, I need to make room here. But yeah, like audio listenership is a completely different thing. And I know that because I'm like primarily an audio listener.
Yeah, well, and that's like I'm trying to. That's kind of I'm having a struggle right now trying to get that through to my group. Is that like we have really good audio metrics, and people listen solely to like audio, and like our YouTube stuff is meh. It's okay. Like we're doing pretty okay on, but it's nothing compared to our audio metrics. And I told them, I'm like, if you guys don't listen to podcasts, like you don't understand the experience. Like most people aren't sitting at an office and like on their, like people who listen to podcasts, a lot of the time it's while they work, it's stuff. And it's a completely different experience from YouTube listening.
Yeah. I mean, like anytime that like on your podcast, for instance, like if somebody like with the games that you were playing with Brady and stuff, that there was like a shout out just being like, oh, Brady this or Brady that, I would tell Brady, I was like, hey, you should listen to this episode. Like, I think you'll like it, kind of thing. Right. But like most of my friends, I have to push them to listen to an audio podcast. It's not like their preferred medium.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I wish.
Well, I'd like to get you guys on an episode too, because even if I can get like two of you guys on or the group on and stuff, it'd be like probably in the next time they do spoilers, because it's really fun to do spoilers as a big group.
Yeah.
But then that's a really, really easy way to be like, go check out their stuff. And then you're talking to the audio base that goes to listen, right?
Yeah.
And that's always a good one too.
Yeah, say the word. I would love to.
Sweet. Yeah, I don't know when the next spoilers actually are, but
I've been seeing on Facebook like Murders of Karlov Manor, like they've been sort of teasing card frames, and they were teasing like a Teysa, I think, today.
yeah, February 9th is, so it'd probably be, If it's February 9th, that means that the spoilers are probably like 2 weeks away. Like we'd probably do spoilers on the 3rd, it looks like. Maybe even that's probably pre-release. So probably like, yeah, probably 2 weeks or something if we can get you guys on. Something like that.
Yeah, let's line it up. I would love to.
Sweet.
I love the episodes that Brady was doing with Brian, the Brew It Live. Yeah, like it's kind of inspired me because like I have a backlog in my mind of stuff that like would fit that format really well. So I'm like inspired to riff on that template somewhat.
Yeah. Well, do it and like jump in with Brian at any point too. Like the Brewing It Live was a show we did a long girl from London host, and she did that one, and then she went off to do like something else not Magic related, and so we just like decided like we like this format, we're gonna roll with it again, and it is like a fun format to brew live on.
Yeah, I want to do the Air Horse one. I want to do the Crested Sunmare.
I love the idea of the Air Horse one. That seems fun.
All
but
right.
yeah, no, let's, like I said, let's work some stuff out with it. You get some sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get to bed.
I don't know what the fuck my wife is doing. I think she's downstairs crocheting.
All right, well, it was good to meet you.
Yeah, you have a good one, and I'll meet you in person soon here.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Later.
Bye.